On the road to Super Bowl 50. This is the NFL on CBS live from Cleveland. Today's game is being broadcast in Spanish where available using the SAP button on your television. The kickoff is next. 43 degrees in Cleveland, cloudy skies, windy conditions. Moments away from the opening kick. Let's bring in the third member of our broadcast crew downstairs to Evan Washburn.
And once again, headlines surround Browns quarterback Johnny Manziel. Monday evening, he was questioned by police after an incident with his girlfriend where alcohol was involved earlier in the day. Now, no charges were filed, and Johnny will be the backup quarterback today. And we spoke with Mike Pettin about this yesterday, and he said, well, he understands and is sensitive to why this is a major story. He's confident in what he knows about this incident, and that's why there was no team-issued discipline. He does expect the NFL to investigate, and he will respect whatever decision they would come to. Guys?
And Evan McCown is not 100%. He does have a banged-up ankle. It got rolled up onto last week at the end of that game, the victory 33-30 in overtime in Baltimore. Cleveland won the toss. They have deferred, so Denver will receive Omar Bolden, the deep man. Travis Coons will start things off. We're underway in Cleveland. Broncos looking to move to 6-0. Browns trying to get to the 500 mark. Bolden blown up at the 14-yard line by Justin Gilbert on special teams. Peyton Manning undefeated to start the season at 5-0 for the 7th time in his career.
And as usual, he's done his homework. He's well aware that the Browns are missing 2 Pro Bowlers in their secondary. Corner Joe Hayden and safety Tashawn Gibson. Look for Manning to target Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas on some deep balls early.
Second all-time in regular season wins. Manning 184 over 18 years in the NFL. Can they establish the running game? C.J. Anderson. He's hit at the 17 after the pickup of 3. Bryant there defensively. Starting offense for Denver. Ryan Harris continues to start at left tackle. Sam Brilo not quite ready to come back. They'll mix and match with Harris. Columbus will see some action. Demaryius Thomas, he's not 100%. He's been dealing with a neck injury.
Go!
Bootleg. Manning, it's on time to Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders continues to put up big numbers. 11 yards on that play. Pierre Desir makes the tackle for Cleveland.
Yeah, good example of play action passing and a little bootleg for Manning coming out and hitting his first pass to Sanders on the crossing route. But that looked a lot like Gary Kubiak's offense when he was head coach of the Texans.
Peyton Manning 6-0 in his career against Cleveland. He's very close with Browns owner Jimmy Haslam. That Tennessee connection. Ronnie Hillman gets the call, picks up 2. Paul Kruger over there. Hillman and Anderson will split time. Hillman has had a little more pop in his runs compared to Anderson. Gary Kubiak, first year as the Denver head coach, but Gary spent 21 years with the Broncos organization before moving on as the head coach of the Houston Texans, last year offensive coordinator in Baltimore. Nickel package for Cleveland. K'Wan Williams is in. They run the ball to Hillman, and Desmond Bryant spins him down. It's a 2.5-yard gain for Ronnie Hillman.
Now we're seeing the commitment that Peyton told us yesterday to the running attack. That's 3 runs now in the first 4 plays. But this is where the Broncos have struggled on 3rd downs this season. Converting a 32% rate, which is 28th in the NFL.
They are 30th in total offense. This is the Denver Broncos we're talking about. Those are not numbers that they're accustomed to. This is a 3rd and 5. Shotgun. Manning connects with Anderson. It's a first down. They'll move the chains across the 40. And that pass covers 9 yards.
That's his 10th catch of the season. He's out wide against the linebacker, and that's a good matchup against Kirksey for the Broncos. And a strike over the middle from Peyton Manning. 2 for 2 to start the game.
Lambert! Yeah.
5 undefeated teams remain in the NFL. New England, Cincinnati, Green Bay, Carolina, the other 4. Manning playful, airing it out, intercepted. It is picked off the veteran Carlos Dansby. Peyton Manning turns it over on the Broncos' first possession.
"17 career interceptions now for number 56. Watch as he's going to drop back, read the eyes of Manning. The route is going to come from the outside here. Knocks it up with his right hand and picks it off. Tremendous play by Dansby.
That is 8 interceptions now for Peyton Manning compared to 6 touchdowns for Manning.
And I'm not sure that Emmanuel Sanders was open on that play.
Cleveland ranked 30th in total defense, and they come up with a turnover in the first. Handed off, Crowell. He's got a running lane. Crowell banged down to the 42, 7.5-yard pickup. Good block from Batonio up front for Cleveland. Well, Josh McCown, just 1 interception so far on the young season.
Well, he knows that this Denver defense is top ranked in the NFL. 2 stats stick out: 22 sacks and 14 takeaways. Ball security imperative.
It's a 2nd and 2 now for Cleveland. 457 passing yards last week, a team record in the regular season. Duke Johnson Jr., the rookie out of Miami. It's a new set of downs for Cleveland. Starting offense for Cleveland, Joe Thomas, perennial Pro Bowler. He'll have to deal with the likes of Von Miller today, but no DeMarcus Ware for Denver. Backs and receivers, Crowell. They'll mix it up, though. We already saw Duke Johnson Jr. and Robert Turbin, the former Seahawk, is active for the first time this season. Mike Pettin hoping to get Turbin some touches here. Making his Browns debut. He's been rehabbing a sprained ankle. Pass to the outside. Excellent pass catcher. Duke Johnson with the grab. It's a 5-yard pickup. Defensively for Denver, number 1 in the NFL. They welcome back Derek Wolfe after the 4-game suspension. He was back last week for the first time. Shaquille Barrett getting his first start in the NFL, replacing the veteran DeMarcus Ware out with a back injury. And in the secondary, T.J. Ward, emotional return for him to Cleveland. Spent his first 4 years in the NFL as a member of the Browns. 4 receivers set on a 2nd and 5 now for Cleveland. Shotgun, McCown gets rid of it quickly, put some zip on it, incomplete. It was off to the side of Travis Benjamin.
Yeah, just thrown a little bit behind Benjamin as he's going to run the little slant route here. But you can see why the ball was thrown behind him, because Trevathan coming from the inside might have had a play on the ball, or at least it might have been a big collision with Benjamin.
Denver Broncos defensively number 1 in the league in takeaways, 14 of them. They've got 8 forced fumbles on defense, 2 on special teams. It's a 3rd and 5. McCown, out route, incomplete. Try to hit Andrew Hawkins, throwing against Chris Harris Jr., who's playing as well as anybody at that cornerback position in the NFL. Right now they're looking at a 50-yard field goal attempt, if that's what they're deciding to do. Instead, they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, good decision. Travis Coon's longest this year is a 43-yarder. He's done it a couple of times. He had 4 field goals last week against Baltimore, but I like this decision. Very aggressive by Mike Pettin.
On a 4th and 5 from McCown and the Browns. Play clock down to 1. From the gun, McCown steps up, fires. Incomplete. He was trying to hit Barnage in a matchup with Ward. And the Browns hand it to the Broncos on downs. First quarter action continues from Cleveland. No score. The Browns and the Broncos going head to head. Peyton Manning has thrown at least 1 interception in every game so far this season. No damage though on the scoreboard as the Denver defense holds the Cleveland offense. Broncos get it back. Ronnie Hillman, nothing there. Hillman will pick up 2 with a late flag on the play.
Well, good job by Dansby recognizing the play-action passing game and then dropping back into coverage. Here's the route that Manning's trying to hit on the outside to Emmanuel Sanders, guarded tightly by Tremont Williams. But the right hand is there to snuff it out. And the Broncos take over just about right where they left off.
There's no foul on the play, as the chop block is legal, as the players were adjacent linemen. Down count, second down.
Explanation from Craig Rolstad, our referee today here in Cleveland. So it's a 2nd and 8 now for Denver. They have 0 offensive touchdowns in 2 of their 5 games. Manning on the move. Tosses to Sanders, who gets hit hard out of bounds. 11 yards on the pass play, and they'll move the chains now for the Broncos as Dante Whitner laying the wood.
A lot of play action and moving Manning out of the pocket today for the Broncos. This has been their most successful passing play, a bootleg to the right, and Sanders on the crossing route. Big hit there by the hitman, Dante Whitner.
Last time these two teams met, it was December of 2012. Manning threw for 339 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 34-12 Denver win. 9:20 mark of the first. Ground game. Hillman, the shake and bake, out of bounds. Good angle for Hillman into Cleveland territory. Christian Kirksey over there defensively. It's a 7-yard gain for Hillman. Line of scrimmage will be just shy of the 48-yard line. 17 drives since their last offensive touchdown for the Denver Broncos. That's the longest active streak in the NFL. Pistol formation, 4 receiver set. Running play again. Hillman dances. Spin move for Hillman. And it's a 4-yard pickup. Out across the 45. Denver's on the move. Carlos Dansby, the stop. Never miss a moment of football action with the CBS Sports app. Every play, every story, and every highlight right as they happen. Download the CBS Sports app now.
2 really good runs by Ronnie Hillman. One to the outside, and the last one where he could have bounced to the outside. Knew he just needed a couple yards and went straight upfield.
Go!
On first down, Manning swings it out. Hillman. Great cut by Hillman. Did a lot of work and picked up about 2 yards on the play. Dante Whitner over there. But again, trying to get into more manageable situations on third down, because you look at the numbers this season, Dan. On third down, they face third and an average of just under 8 yards. That's 28th in the NFL. 2nd and 9, we'll call it for Denver. C.J. Anderson rolling into Dansby. Good block by Schofield. It's a 4-yard pickup.
Hey, you can see the difference that you're talking about with all the injury problems up front on the offensive line and learning a new system. You can see the results have not been good for the Denver Broncos, and yet they're 5-0.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Apologizing almost for a 5-0 start because the numbers just don't seem to jive with what you're accustomed to. This is a 3rd and 5. Manning has faced the 4th most blitzes in the NFL. It's a toss to Thomas, and it's well short. Browns defenders were ready, and now Denver's in no man's land here, facing a 4th down.
Yeah, decision time here for Gary Kubiak. Looks like he's going to leave Manning in the offense out there. 4th down this year. They've just had 3 attempts. They converted 2 of them.
Part of the issues has been the offensive line. It's been a work in progress. Started with Ryan Clady going out with a torn ACL, and then Sandrilo has not been able to get healthy. Missed now his 3rd straight game with a shoulder injury. It would have been a 56-yard attempt. Manning will take a timeout, and it's 4th and 4 for Denver when we come back to Cleveland. Scoreless.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. FedEx. Solutions that matter. And by Toyota. Let's go places.
Broncos used a timeout. It's a 4th and 4 for Denver. 6:26 mark of the first quarter. Broncos are yet to score a touchdown in the first quarter this season. Manning throws. It's handled by Thomas, and he's got a first down to the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Manning to the Pro Bowler, Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, good job by Thomas, 88 on the slot here. And that is definitely a pick play as the inside receiver, Sanders, blocks the defense away from Thomas. And Thomas, with that big body, pulls away for the first down. Broncos get away with one there.
Line of scrimmage is now the 31. This drive continues. On the ground, Hillman. Looked like he would have a running lane. He got caught from the side by the talented rookie out of Utah, Nate Orchard, over there, along with Carlos Dansby. It's a 3.5-yard gain.
Well, and this is where the Browns have had trouble, is stopping the run on the edges. They're very solid in the middle with the rookie Danny Shelton, but they've been hurt all season long with runs just like that to the edge.
Number 31 in the NFL against the run, allowing 149 yards per game on the ground. This is the 10th play of the drive. And he pats the ball and throws offline. Emmanuel Sanders felt he was held by the veteran Tramon Williams. No flag on the play.
Well, let's check out if Sanders has a beef here or not. Tramon Williams with the, he grabs him there, grabs his arm there, and the Browns get away with one there. So things kind of even out. But a lot of short passes from Manning. It's not going down the field yet at all.
No Joe Hayden, no Tashawn Gibson in the secondary for Cleveland.
Go.
Working out of the gun on 3rd and 7. Manning clears it out. Excellent grab by Thomas. It's another first down for Denver. Working against Pierre Desir in his second year from Lindenwood.
Now, this is a great throw by Manning, too, because the coverage is pretty good by Desir, but look where he puts the ball. Up high to the 6'3" Demaryius Thomas, away from a tall corner. Desir goes 6'2", but that was a perfect pass with a lot of zip on it.
Manning is 7 out of 9, 57 yards. That's the first long pass of the day. Covers 17 yards from the pistol. Anderson runs into a crowd and gets stood up at the 10. It's a 1-yard gain for C.J. Anderson, who went to the Pro Bowl last season for Denver.
Now, last week, not too good in the red zone. No touchdowns, 2 field goals. In fact, in the season, all season long, just 46% touchdowns in the red zone for the Broncos, and that ranks 27th in the league. Again, a weird stat for a Peyton Manning-led Bronco offense.
On a 2nd and 9 now for the Broncos. We count it down to the 4-minute mark of the first.
Buffalo! Big single! Rico in!
13th play of the drive. Manning in a give. C.J. Anderson crushed by Randy Starks. First man there. Half a yard on the gain, if that. So it's 3rd down for Denver.
Broncos with just 2 rushing touchdowns all season. Manning has 6 touchdown passes.
Anderson lines up as a wide receiver. Manning has looked sharp on this drive. Can they cash in? On 3rd and 8. Manning tosses low, and Norwood has nowhere to run. It's a loss on the play. Christian Kirksey, the second-year linebacker from Iowa, over there to make the play for Cleveland.
Well, Manning looking in the end zone, could not find anything, so he comes to his outlet receiver. He might have been better off just throwing this ball out of the back of the end zone. And I'm sure Norwood feels the same way, as he has no shot at all after the catch.
Brandon McManus on for a 29-yard attempt. He has not missed this season. 12 of 12 on field goal attempts, 11 of 11 on point afters. And he's got it. Denver is on the board. The Broncos, though, still do not have a first quarter touchdown this season. Browns defense holds up in the red zone. Denver's got the early lead. Your weekend starts here with the Seahawks and the Niners in a showdown in the Wild Wild West. Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network. 15 plays, 58 yards for the Broncos. McManus bangs in the 29-yard field goal. And Denver in front 3-0. McManus kicks it off. Moving forward, thrown. And brought down short of the 20-yard line. That's where McCown and the Browns offense will take over when we come back to Cleveland.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by FanDuel, the leader in one-week fantasy football. And by Chili's Mix and Match Fajitas with new prime rib and shrimp.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here in Cleveland. I do not work for Cleveland Tourism, but there is apparently a fan section here in Cleveland that we had no idea even existed.
The bird in the beard lives in Cleveland.
Cleveland rocks. Crowell out of bounds on a zigzag. That's a 6-yard pickup for Crowell. Good block from Joe Thomas.
Yeah, Joe Thomas getting out in front there, and a good chop block there to get the corner for Crowell. Crowell working on a bad toe. Looked good on that play.
Last week against Baltimore, 13 carries, 49 yards. He had 2 catches, 38 yards, and a touchdown in that overtime victory. 2nd and 4 now for the Browns. Quick toss out. Get Taylor Gabriel to the outside. Veers out of bounds. It's a first down for the Browns. Josh McCown in his 13th year in the NFL, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. The first quarterback in Browns history with 3 straight 300-yard passing games.
Yeah, the guys believe in him. He has such a confident air about him. But the thing I like is when you talk to guys about him, they say he's a genuine person. And he's a hell of a competitor.
On first down, to the ground game. Crowell bangs inside and picks up 2 yards. Well, for McCown, 4 teams in his first 8 NFL seasons. He was a backup multiple spots. And then things got a little dicey. He was out of the NFL, had some opportunities, but wanted to get reps in the UFL with the Hartford Colonials. He comes back with Chicago. He was a high school assistant coach, thinking about maybe the future. And then on the uptick, he gets signed in Tampa Bay, but it doesn't work out. He wins just 1 game as the starter. The Browns sign him. He had a background with offensive coordinator John DeFilippo back in their Oakland days together. McCown with a low throw. And the sure-handed Brian Hartline cannot make a clean catch. Hit the ground for Hartline, and it's 3rd and 8 for Cleveland.
I figured out the key for McCown, though. He changed his number from 12 to 13.
You think that's it? That's all it took?
I always thought it was an unlucky number, but when you look at his career, the thing that I was so impressed with, he had an opportunity to go with the Chicago Bears, but decided because he was committed to Chris Palmer, the head coach of the Hartford team of the UFL, he wanted to get reps to improve his game, and it turned out just fine for him as he got the call from Chicago later on.
McCown and DeFilippo together in Oakland 8 years ago, and now it's DeFilippo calling the plays. McCown anticipating he's going to go down, and Malik Jackson made sure of it, and a flag down.
Looks like it's going to be face mask here on Malik Jackson.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 97. That 15-yard penalty at the end of the run and an automatic first down.
This drive was over.
Yeah, watch the right hand there. Really no reason to do that. McCown was on his way down anyway. He had given himself up basically. But you can see our umpire standing right there, number 81. And that's Roy Ellison. He had a clear shot of that right hand on the face mask.
So I'll move the football now to the 47-yard line, and a new set of downs for Cleveland to work with under 1 minute to play in this opening quarter. 2 tight ends in this formation, Barnage and Dre. Motion man is Hawkins. Running play to the outside. Stiff arm from Duke Johnson Jr. to Chris Harris Jr. Monday, October 26th. Find out why critics are saying Supergirl is the TV superhero we've been waiting for. Supergirl, it premieres Monday, October 26th, after a new Big Bang Theory, only CBS. Cleveland now in Denver territory. Again, Broncos have not scored a first quarter touchdown this season. They haven't given up a first quarter touchdown this season. The last team to go through the first 6 games doing that, Miami in 06. Isaiah Crowell inside the 40 of Denver. That covers 11 yards. Trevathan with the tackle.
Yeah, really great pass protection by this offensive line. They're known as good pass protectors. They're being tested today, and they're answering the call.
End of the first quarter here at First Energy Stadium. It's 3-0. Denver on top of the Browns. We'll return to Cleveland after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50. It's the Denver defense that continues to be the story for Gary Kubiak. They lead 3-0 at the end of one against the Cleveland Browns. But the Browns in Denver territory as we start the second quarter. On first down, Crowell brought down from behind by Barrett, second year out of Colorado State, and it's a loss of 2 on the play. Let's check in with Evan Washburn. Evan?
Well, guys, when you have one unit like this defense that's thriving and an offense that's struggling at times, you might have a locker room divided. Not the case in Denver. We spoke with T.J. Ward and Von Miller last night, and we asked them specifically how they approach this with the offense not playing their best. They said, we'll pick them up, and it helps, Von Miller said, knowing that it's Peyton Manning. They feel like this group will figure it out, and they'll take care of it now.
Yeah, that obviously is the big story for Denver, that they are united, but the story will still be a distraction if it continues. Picked off! Aqib Talib! It's a pick 6 and a foot race that Talib will win for the touchdown. The Broncos continue to produce points with their defense. McCown victimized by Talib.
As a 4th defensive touchdown for the Broncos this season. And this may have been the easiest one. Talib just sitting on the route on the outside, intended for Benjamin. But Talib has done this before. This is 8 times now out of his 30 career interceptions that he's taken it to the house.
He is a playmaker. 63 yards on the return. Talib was a question mark this week as to whether or not he was going to play with an ankle injury. Extra point, McManus. And it quiets the crowd in a hurry. It's a 10-0 lead for Denver. They've been the best defense in the NFL. And Talib adding to the highlight reel for the Broncos. Denver 10, Cleveland nothing. Aqib Talib, back-to-back Pro Bowls. Was with New England, went to the Pro Bowl. Last year signed with Denver, went to the Pro Bowl. Justin Gilbert is the return man after kick by McManus. Gilbert working that sideline and driven out of bounds out across the 25. McCown will look to bounce back after the miscue. Aqib Talib kisses for the dog pound in Cleveland.
4 defensive touchdowns now for the Bronco defense. Week 1 against Baltimore, Talib returned a Joe Flacco interception, 51 yards for a touchdown. Then in week 2, Bradley Roby's fumble return for a touchdown was a game winner. And last week against Oakland, Chris Harris takes this one back 75 yards. And today, Talib gets his second pick 6 of the season, 63 yards, and the Broncos lead at 10-0.
It's the most in the NFL, the 4 defensive touchdowns that the Beard just went through. They've allowed just 1 touchdown through the air this season. Mike Wallace of Minnesota. Robert Turbin getting his first carry as a member of the Browns out across the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup for Turbin, released by Seattle. Turbin has been dealing with a sprained ankle, and he is a bruiser. At 5'10", 222 pounds, backed up Marshawn Lynch the last 3 years for the Seahawks.
Now we should also expect to see him in some short yardage and goal line situations.
2nd and 4, it's a pitch. Turbin hit down low, very close to a first down. T.J. Ward gets credit for the tackle.
I think it's a real good pickup for the Browns. Turbin, who backed up Marshawn Lynch very effectively in Seattle. And if he can get over the ankle injury, I mean, look at the guns on the guy. That right bicep. You're not going to rip the ball out of his hands too often.
We asked Mike Pettin for the scouting report. He said he runs downhill, he's physical, we admire him from afar, plays with a lot of passion. McCown, he's got enough for the first down. Trying to get the crowd back into it, re-energized. You know, Mike Pettin talked about how last week was a character win. It was a boost, but as a team, they're trying to avoid the roller coaster. They recognize what an opportunity this is, taking on an undefeated team with a resume like Denver. And a chance for people around the league to maybe take notice to what the Browns are all about.
And the roller coaster today was the Dansby interception of Manning and then the Talib interception for a touchdown. The ups and downs.
Play clock down to 1. McCown on a toss. Benjamin cut down quickly by Trevathan. These linebackers are active. Trevathan, Marshall, Miller, Shaquille Barrett getting the start today for Denver.
Well, the speed on Denver's defense up and down the line is just the best in the NFL. And Trevathan has always been a very active outside linebacker. That time taking down the very quick Benjamin before he can get started.
Last week, 457 yards through the air for McCown. He's been limited to 22 so far in the first half today. Motion man is Benjamin, deep threat for Cleveland. It's a running play, and it's Turbin. Nothing there. Von Miller in on the stop for no gain, along with Antonio Smith.
Now this, you can see Barnidge working on Von Miller. He just drives Barnidge back into the backfield and then comes off and helps it on the tackle.
Turbin heads to the Cleveland sideline, and it's Duke Johnson Jr. who's in on a 3rd and 9. Shotgun, McCown. Protection holds up, flag is down. McCown hits his man at midfield. It's Benjamin, good enough for a first down, but will it stand? A flag on the far side of the field at the 34. That's a 12-yard hookup.
Denver is offsides, lined up in the neutral zone. This play is going to stand for Cleveland.
Offside. Defense, number 90. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Now this is what McCown can give you with good pass protection. Watch him rifle this ball. He can really step and fire because there's no Bronco anywhere near him. And a good route by Benjamin on the outside for 12 yards and a first down.
It's a running play to Johnson, and he's hit hard. Trevathan, first man there, 1-yard pickup for Duke Johnson Jr.
And Shane Ray holding his right leg and not getting up.
He's the rookie out of Missouri. Number 23 pick overall, SEC Defensive Player of the Year. They're checking on Ray, already down a man in DeMarcus Ware today.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly. Acura, the leading automotive brand in safety performance. And by AT&T. DirecTV and AT&T are now one, bringing television and wireless together.
Shane Ray being helped off the field to the Broncos sideline. 14.5 sacks last season with Missouri, 2 in his rookie season as an outside rusher for the Broncos.
Yeah, 56 is Ray, and we see this way too often as Derek Wolfe is going to push Mitchell Schwartz right into the back of his legs. You can see he could not put any weight on that right leg as he was helped off the field.
So the depth being tested. Laurenti McCray is now in, third-year linebacker out of Florida for Denver. Play fake, McCown downfield, incomplete. Looking for Barnidge. Barnidge has put up excellent numbers so far in the season. One of the top highlights of the year last week, that juggling catch he made with his legs. The touchdown against Baltimore. They have not been able to feed him the football yet. No catches in this first half for Barnidge.
Well, he did have a target in the first quarter that he dropped, and this one was just off target. Good coverage by the Broncos on Barnage. They know he's very comfortable with Josh McCown.
So there is McCray for Denver. And it's 3rd and 9 for Cleveland. Out of the gun. In trouble. McCown. Brought down at the 45. McCray leading the charge with Brandon Marshall.
23 sacks now for the Broncos as they're going to come with a blitz. 6 men coming at McCown, trying to find an escape route in the pocket or a receiver down the field. You just can't hold it that long against this speedy defense. How about McCray coming in the game and making a difference right away?
Browns had 505 yards of offense against Baltimore last week. They've got 63 in this first half. 4th down. Andy Lee, 3-time Pro Bowler, will punt it. And Emmanuel Sanders is the return man. Flag is down. Sanders fair catch called for. Brings it in cleanly at the 13-yard line. The penalty marker thrown on the play.
It's going to be against the Browns.
42-yard punt. Flag was thrown right around the 45 on Cleveland's side of the field.
Maybe an illegal formation. The question now for Kubiak, do you want to have Lee kick it again? He's one of the best punters in the history of the league, or just take the ball where it is on the 13?
Illegal formation. Kicking team. That 5-yard penalty when be enforced. It'll be 4th down.
So a re-kick. Lee is averaging just over 50 yards per kick, acquired in a trade with San Francisco. And another opportunity for Denver on special teams. They would have had it at the 13-yard line, and now Sanders is standing at his own 21 waiting for the kick from Lee. They'll back up now to the 15. Omar Bolden is set up in front of Sanders. Take 2 for Andy Lee. High punt. Sanders ranging under it, and it's out of bounds. So Denver will have better field position than they had previously. They're going to mark it at the 26. That's where Manning takes over after this. On Tuesday, Browns players visited Cleveland's University hospitals as part of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, spending time with families impacted by breast cancer. Join in the fight against breast cancer. Find out how you can help make a crucial catch. Share this message with friends and loved ones at NFL.com/pink. Denver takes over a 1st and 10. And long ball incomplete over the head of Demarius Thomas. Working against Tramon Williams of the Browns.
Yeah, good hand fighting down the field by Williams. It's both players getting their hands on each other, and that was enough to keep Demarius Thomas from separating and having a shot at that long ball.
Benny Fowler checks in. He's working out of the slot in his first year out of Michigan State. Ronnie Hillman sticks the helmet down, and he's tackled just before the 30-yard line. Shane Ray is being carted off here in Cleveland. Let's check in right now with Evan Washburn. Evan?
Well, guys, the official word is knee injury questionable. He could not put any weight on the right knee, obviously off on the cart. Extreme disappointment. Doesn't look like he's coming back. That means more reps for Shaquille Barrett. Obviously, DeMarcus Ware out of this game as well.
All right, Evan, now it's a 3rd and 7 for Denver. Manning has 7 seconds to work with on the play clock. Manning steps up, plenty of time. Manning skies one over the head of Cody Lattenberg. They were not on the same page.
Let's check this throwing motion out. You see Manning wearing a glove now, and that ball just really came out of his hand funny. I bet he ditches that glove next time out. That did not look right.
Punter is Britton Colquitt. Travis Benjamin, dangerous return man. 3 career touchdowns on punt returns, including one this season, 78 yards. He's waiting for it at the 26. Colquitt to Benjamin. It's around one tackle. Benjamin drilled along the sideline. Big hit there by Todd Davis on special teams, a 41-yard punt. 5-yard return and a 10-0 Broncos lead.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Walmart. For winning game time recipes, visit walmart.com. And by United States Air Force. Experience more at airforce.com.
Well, last week, Cleveland was in a hole against Baltimore, rallied to get the win. The Coons' 32-yard field goal to win it in overtime. This week, it's been a struggle on offense for Cleveland. Pitch for Crowell. Picks up a yard on the play. That's it. Derek Wolfe in on that stop for Denver.
Well, McCown is just 5 of 11 for 34 yards, but he realizes that this is the best defense in the NFL, so told us yesterday he needs to be patient, knowing this game may come down to that last drive of the game. But they got to get something going here as they come out with just 1 yard on a running play to start this drive.
Von Miller had high praise for Wade Phillips. Defensive coordinator said, we trust him, he trusts us. Even field coach. 2nd and 9, McCown incomplete. Couldn't get it to Hawkins.
Man, you can see that one of the real benefits with this type of defense that Wade Phillips has to work with, he can rush just 4 guys and drop 7 and play zone behind it as they did that time. And that was a zone route that was not converted because McCown thinking and seeing one thing, the receiver seeing another.
Phillips' 37th year as an NFL coach. 3rd and 9 now for Cleveland. McCown out of the pocket. Little floater is too high. Over the head of 5'9" Duke Johnson Jr. with T.J. Ward there defensively. It's 4th down.
Now the pass pressure is getting to McCown now, having to move in the pocket, throwing off balance there. T.J. Ward with a tight coverage there, maybe a little bit early on with that right arm stripping the ball away. Officials letting the play in the secondary this afternoon.
15th 3 and out this season for Cleveland. Andy Lee on once again. Ball will bounce and take a Cleveland roll. It'll settle in at the 15. Sanders upsetted himself after the 50-yard punt. Can Peyton Manning get things into gear? The Denver offense is back on the field. They've got the lead in Cleveland, 10-0, second quarter. Week 6 in the NFL continues later today on CBS. For some of you on Fox, then tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Tune in tomorrow, Monday Night Football on ESPN. 10-0 Denver leading Cleveland, 7:03 mark of the second quarter. Broncos are 5-0. The Browns are 2-3. 89 total yards for Denver so far in this first half. C.J. Anderson is spun down. It's not a whole lot there. 3-yard pickup. The QB comparison thus far, Dan, for Manning and McCown.
Well, the Browns have 64 yards in total offense in the first half. Aqib Talib has 63 yards and 1 interception return. It's been a tough day for McCown. It started off rough and it's continued that way as the Broncos are finding a way to make him very uncomfortable in the pocket.
It's a 2nd and 7 now for Denver. Working from the gun. Manning pulls the trigger, hooks a pass. And C.J. Anderson is thrown down after the 2-yard pickup. NFL Today update. Let's head to New York. JB and Coach.
Cincinnati weapons.
Yeah, 3rd and 1. Giovanni Bernard, 17 yards out, caps a 5-play, 55-yard drive. The Bengals up 14-7 over the Bills. He's not Chuck Muncie, Dan, but he's close.
I was about to say, Dan had a load running in the running back position too, didn't he? Ian and Dan.
Yeah, one Chuck Muncie.
Yeah, the late, great Chuck Muncie. What a player.
Cincinnati just comes at you in waves. So many weapons. Manning, incomplete. Try to hit Emmanuel Sanders. And the frustration on offense continues for Denver.
Well, and Manning gets hit on this play as the Browns bring pressure. Right side of the screen is Paul Kruger. He's going to get home to Manning. And that forced the early throw, and Sanders not ready for it. Another good 3-and-out defensive series for the Browns.
Britton Colquitt is punting deep in his own territory. Benjamin waiting for it at the 36 of Cleveland. Under 6 minutes to play in this first half. Benjamin from the 29. Cuts it upfield. Good field position for the Browns to open up with after the 50-yard punt and an 11-yard return. Big game here for the Browns and for these fans. The bottom line is they've got to piece some wins together. Just a moment here, a moment there is not enough. Mike Pettin believes that this team has the right mindset to get on a run and become a factor in the AFC North.
Well, it's been inconsistent play by the Browns that has driven these fans crazy and the head coach crazy. And the Denver defense is very good at causing inconsistency.
They are 1-0 in the division for the first time since 2004. Duke Johnson Jr. taking it to the outside, a stiff arm. Travis Benjamin helping out, and some words between Johnson and Stewart at the end of the play. He's an all-purpose back, the rookie out of Miami.
Well, good job at getting to the corner by Duke Johnson, his longest run of the season. Little fake there as he gets inside the block of Joe Bitonio and Joe Thomas. How about the stiff arm pushing away the defense?
Johnson remains in there. Cleveland now is in Denver territory. Feeded to Johnson again. Rumbling through the middle. And takes it just inside the 45. It's a 3.5-yard gain for Johnson. Miami's all-time leading rusher. That's saying something. Think about all the backs that have come through the Hurricanes program.
That is saying a mouthful. Johnson, 5 carries, 24 yards. He's got 1 catch for another 5 yards, but he's so versatile as a every down back.
And now they bring in Robert Turbin, who's a thumper on a 2nd and 7. It's Turbin. Trying to turn the corner. Chris Harris Jr. over there helping out in run support. 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, pretty good play by Chris Harris as Turbin tries to put that right hand on him and gets it to his head, but the long arms of Chris Harris gets to the jersey of Turbin and forces him out of bounds.
So now it's a 3rd and 5 for the Browns.
And the Browns, throughout the season, one of the best teams converting 3rd downs. Number 3 in the league at 48%.
Josh McCown threw a pick 6 to Talib. He's been a bit gun shy since then and flagged down. There was a jump.
False start. Offense. Number 29. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So the false start against Mike Pettin's squad. Duke Johnson Jr. So back it up now to the 48-yard line. We're under 4 minutes to play in this first half.
Talk about a killer penalty there. Now you've just playing into the hands of the Bronco defense.
Sword.
3rd and 10 for Cleveland. Shotgun for McCown. Steps up. McCown in trouble. Incomplete. Try to hit Barnage. David Bruton was there defensively, and the Browns will punt again.
Barnage still without a catch in the first half. McCown having to move around Bruton with good coverage here. This is why that ball was thrown behind Barnage, as the pressure right in the face by Antonio Smith caused that incompletion.
3 straight punts now for Andy Lee. Emmanuel Sanders at the 9. Sanders moves forward and brings it in right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
28-yard punt. Denver will take over at the 20. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher, the latest NFL scores and highlights, as well as a preview of Thursday Night Football on CBS and the NFL Network. It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report.
And Manning has 2 timeouts to work with, plus a 2-minute warning. You'd expect him to take control here and call his own plays and get things rolling.
Be cut!
Offensive coordinator is Rick Dennison. Of course, Gary Kubiak comes from the offensive background. It's been an attempt to blend the two philosophies. Ronnie Hillman. Oh, great run by Hillman. Taking it to the perimeter. 27 yards and a lot of breathing room. Paradis with a key block up front.
Watch this is the stretch running play, the zone stretch play that Kubiak wants his offense to run. Good read by Hillman as he took it to the second option between Harris and Vasquez.
Under 3 minutes to play in this first half. Denver leads it 10-0. Hillman with a cut. And takes it for a gain of 1. JB, Coach Cowher, NFL Today update in New York.
Miami playing with an edge.
Yeah, we've got the running game going. Lamar Miller, 7 yards out. They go up 17-3 already in the first half. 11 carries, 91 yards for Miller.
Back to Ian, Dan, and Evan.
From Philbin to Campbell, and a bit of a boost for the Fish. Or the Memo.
That's a memo.
2nd and 9. Manning. Caught at the 40-yard line. It's Andre Caldwell, the veteran.
Really good throw by Manning that time. Great anticipation, throwing the deep out to Caldwell. Defense had no shot at breaking this one up.
We hit the 2-minute warning here in the second quarter.
Now, good pass protection leads to good anticipation by the quarterback. Plenty of zip on that ball. Ball well on its way to Caldwell before he comes out of his break. Big conversion there for Manning and the Broncos.
C.J. Anderson is in. Broncos have 2 timeouts to work with. Out of the pocket, Manning will toss it out of bounds. Paul Kruger putting the heat on Peyton Manning. Clock stops, 1:52 to play in this first half.
But again, it's a play action, moving Manning on a bootleg, and good coverage in the secondary, but Browns are looking for the pass here, not so much for the run. And for good reason, with Manning trying to outrun anybody to the sideline.
He is 10 of 16, 70 yards, and an interception. 2nd and 10 now for Denver. Pistol formation. Ronnie Hillman. Hillman slicing. Hillman trying to maintain his balance, and he's brought down at the 33. It's an 8-yard pickup. Paradis with another good block up front for Denver. Dan, everybody's been asking, well, what's the problem? You've had a chance to watch this team. You've seen Manning for years. You've seen Kubiak's offense for years. What's been the issue in your eyes?
This offense just doesn't look like an offense that Peyton is comfortable with. We never see him on the bootleg. We see him thrown from the pocket on time. You know what? Some guy he misses a lot is Wes Welker.
3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Swing it out. Hillman makes a cut. And Hillman is short of a first down. Christian Kirksey helped make sure of it.
A very conservative call when you just need 2 yards for the first down to try to get it with a swing pass instead of going down the field with the ball. But that's the design of this offense. Almost dropped pass here by Ronnie Hillman. Juggled it. That may have cost him a chance to get the first down.
And Denver's going for it instead of a 51-yard attempt. They're going for it on 4th and 2 with 34 seconds left. Cleveland elected not to stop the clock, by the way, with 3 timeouts. Play clock is down to 3. And he'll use a timeout with 23 seconds remaining.
They're trying to draw the defense off sides, and so difficult to do that on the road with all the crowd noise.
Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher, latest NFL scores and highlights, and a preview Thursday Night Football on CBS and the NFL Network. That's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report.
And the positive thing for the Broncos is they used a lot of clock because the Browns did not elect to use a timeout, but Brandon McManus has had a great year, 12 for 12 and 4 field goals from 50 yards or more.
He's trying to make it 5. This is a 51-yard attempt for McManus. 57% of their points have been scored by the kicker or defense. From 51 yards away, it's just off the mark. Cleveland holds, and the first miss of the season for McManus.
It's a good snap. It's put down well, and it's just going to slide by the left upright. Had plenty of leg. No fade, though.
So because the Browns didn't use timeouts, they only have 18 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, and look where they have the ball, at their own 41-yard line. So poor clock management by the Browns is really handicapping their offense, getting any shot at a field goal in this first half.
They need 25 yards to get off a legitimate attempt for Coons. And we got 18 seconds to do it. McCown underneath. We'll get some of those yards right here. Duke Johnson Jr. David Bruton holding on. As Johnson gets extra yards, it's 12 yards on the catch and run.
So you may do the math then. 25 take away 12 is 13. So they need 13 yards, partner?
Yeah, that was quick math by you.
Yeah, used my phone.
You have an app for that?
Called a calculator.
Looking to get to the 32-yard line in that area for Coons. First year as an NFL kicker. McCown. Duke Johnson is thrown down by Chris Harris with 1 second left on the clock.
Yeah, you're not going to outrun this Bronco defense. They're playing zone, looking at the quarterback, taking away the deep ball. And when the outlet is thrown, they rally to the ball in a hurry.
So 1 second remaining. Denver leading it 10-0, and Cleveland has it at the 47-yard line.
Broncos will send 4 defensive backs to the 15-yard line and all the way back to the goal line.
From the gun, final play of this first half. McCown steps up. Hail Mary to the end zone. Knocked around. Incomplete. Travis Benjamin trying to get underneath it off the deflection. And that's how the first half will end.
Well, 82 is Barnage. He's going to try to get up as high as 6'6". Great job there by the Broncos getting a hand on it. And almost, that's Bruton there, number 30. This is how close Benjamin comes to it.
10-0 lead for Denver. We send it downstairs to Evan Washburn.
Coach, tail end of that Broncos possession, any thought in taking a timeout so they can maybe give your offense a little bit more time?
No, because it looked like they were going to go for it on fourth down. They did a good job of it. If they'd gotten the first down, we would have done them a favor. So there was no thought of it. We discussed it, but they got in the first down. We're doing them a huge favor.
Coach, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you.
All right, Evan, thanks very much. You hear it from the coach, Mike Pettin. The Browns still looking for their first points of the day. They trail 10-0 at the break. Verizon Halftime Report is coming up after this message and a word from your local station. It's the NFL on CBS. Manning turns it over. It is picked off. The veteran Carlos Dansby. Picked off Aqib Talib. It's a pick six and a foot race that Talib will win. Getting ready for second half action. 10-0 lead for Denver over Cleveland. And now, who are you loving? Presented by McDonald's. Josh McCown intercepted by Aqib Talib. He calls these prime looks based on his film study.
Well, he's done it a lot. 8 times in his career, 2nd time this year, and this is the new Denver Broncos. The defense providing the scores.
It's amazing what they've been able to do defensively through the first 5 weeks, carrying over here in week 6. Ian Eagle along with Dan Fouts. Denver trying to stay undefeated. Cleveland trying to get to the 500 mark. For the Browns, the offense, it's not working. What has to change?
Well, they got to get the ball to their playmaker, and that's the tight end Gary Barnidge. He comes in to the game with 24 catches on the year. Big difference from last week. Of course, those stats are for an entire game, but in the first half today, just 4 catches, 4 targets, and 0 catches for the tight end.
Did you think McCown was a little bit gun-shy after that interception by Talib? A lot of pressure that they're dealing with from the Denver D, too.
Before the interception, he was getting great pass protection. That interception, he had good pass protection, and since then, the Denver defense has been all over him.
Browns have the football to start their second half. And the return man is Drone, who is chopped down out across the 25-yard line. Let's check in with Evan Washburn. Evan?
Well, guys, despite just 70 yards through the air and no touchdowns offensively, Gary Kubiak told me they're going to stay committed to the run. He wants to see some big plays, but he's only going to try and take them if they present themselves. Want to really create that running identity. And just an update on Shane Ray. He has been officially ruled out for this game with that knee injury. Guys?
All right, Evan, thanks very much. Kubiak said, hey, it's the 4th game on the road in the first 6 weeks. They're finding ways to win. They're doing it with their defense. But he's not shying away from the offensive criticism. He knows it has to improve, and they're trying to figure out ways to get the ground game going. Cleveland right now focused on getting its offense in gear. McCown. And they do get it to Barnidge on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. 15 yards on the hookup, working against T.J. Ward. Fewest yards in the first half this season for Cleveland, just 94.
And good balance for the Broncos. 71 rushing yardage, most of that coming from Ronnie Hillman. He had a long gain of 26 yards.
So another look here for Robert Turbin. McCown hands it to him. Turbin takes it through the hole just across the 45. It's a 6-yard pickup for Turbin. First man Barrett, second man Marshall on the stop. So Turbin brings a new dimension to this Cleveland rushing attack. Isaiah Crowell was
You got to get your relatives off the field, will you?
What's going on here?
Yeah, right in the field of play.
The Birds will not leave. Turbin hit by Malik Jackson. What do they got down there on the field for these Birds?
Must be some good seed. You tell me, they're your relatives.
I'm not related to those birds.
Oh, those are pigeons, that's right. You're an eagle.
Thanks, Dan.
Yes.
Thanks for distinguishing between the two.
That's a fat pigeon, too, boy. He's been eating too much.
Well, there's a reason. They might go hang in that area afterwards. After we have a big meal.
Yeah.
Just want to lounge out. It's a 3rd and 5 now for the Browns. From the gun. McCown drops it in the bucket. And Drew Hawkins on the receiving end. And the Browns finally cash in down the field to the tune of 25 yards.
Yeah, first catch of the day for Hawkins. As this is a beautiful throw. A little bit of a wheel route for Hawkins. Look as he looks this ball right into his hands and then gets his eyes down the field. But McCown taking a shot to the side of the head. That could have been called roughing the passer.
Who set it down for Cleveland? They are at the Denver 30, threatening on a gift for Crowell. Crowell keeps on going. Out of bounds. Isaiah Crowell, the point I was making earlier before the Birds distracted us. Crowell was not a guarantee to make the roster in the preseason.
Watch the tight end Jim Dre here, number 81. And watch how Crowell sets up the block as Dre takes out 2 Broncos. And the Browns get a first down on that 12-yard gain. Great patience by Crowell.
Crowell remains in there. It's a first down inside the Denver 20. A jump, a And a flag at the 21.
And a false start on the Browns. Critical mistake.
False start, offense, number 11, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Called against the wide receiver, Travis Benjamin. John DeFilippo, the 6th offensive coordinator for Cleveland in the last 6 years.
And that type of penalty just drives coordinators, coaches crazy. A wide receiver jumping off sides. That can kill your momentum.
So back it up to the 23-yard line. 3 penalties against the Browns. Under 12 minutes to play in the third. McCown has time. End zone. Broken up. Benjamin the target. And Talib. It's a no-fly zone for the Broncos.
Now he just didn't lead him enough on this route. Watch the post route here. Talib closes on it, but you can see Benjamin having to stop almost. Perhaps he knew number 43 was in the neighborhood, but tremendous play by Aqib Talib with the left hand. But again, the ball not out in front far enough for Benjamin, or that would have been a score.
McCown is completing less than 50% of his passes. 7 and 15, quick hitter. Benjamin brought down short of the 10-yard line. Covers 12 yards. And 3rd and short now for the Browns.
But that was a great pass, though, by McCown as he bounces back in one play. He got that ball out of his hand very quickly and got it to his receiver where the receiver could make the catch, protect himself before he's hit.
Denver defense has been excellent in the red zone. The Cleveland offense has not. Johnson in the backfield sets up to the side of McCown. It's a 3rd and 3. Browns trying to get on the board. McCown, end zone. It's caught by Barnidge. Barnidge for the touchdown. Trevathan draped all over him.
But that's the difference between a 6'6 tight end and a 6'1 linebacker. Good coverage by Trevathan, number 59 here, to watch where the ball is put. High and away. And Barnidge makes his 4th touchdown catch in the last 4 games. 2 big catches, one to start the drive and one to end it in the end zone.
They played together in Carolina, McCown and Barnidge, and the chemistry is obvious. Barnidge told us, now getting a reputation as a pass-catching tight end, he felt like he was always prepared to do it. Now it's about getting the opportunities, and he's gotten them.
And they say he's got a knack for big plays and great ball skills, football IQ. We've seen it all in those 2 catches.
Extra point from Coons. And the Browns finally on the board. 8 plays, 74 yards. They had 94 yards in the entire first half. It's a 3-point game in the third. Barnidge in select company, first Browns tight end with receiving touchdowns in 4 straight games since 1981. Ozzie Newsome, the last Brown to do it. Well, Dan, you mentioned it had to start with Barnidge, and that's exactly what Cleveland did to open up this second half.
Well, he's been the story. He and McCown throughout this early season.
Return man is Bolden. Flag down. Bolden avoiding Broncos blockers and birds.
During the return, holding return team number 51. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
It's Todd Davis, and they'll back it up now for the Broncos. Big play, Barnidge. Terrific catch by the tight end, McCown, and the Browns in business, down 3.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. Outback. For a limited time, steak and seafood is back. And by Hyundai, an official sponsor of the NFL.
Browns fans have come alive here in Cleveland. It's 10-7 Denver. Broncos take over with Manning. Protection holds up. Manning could not make the connection with Ronnie Hillman.
Let's go back to the touchdown to Barnage. Here he's lined up here. Here's Danny Trevathan. And it's going to be the classic corner route for Barnage. He makes this catch with his hands. Didn't have to use his legs, his knees, and his ankles as he did last week with that fantastic catch against the Ravens.
2nd and 10. Ball is just short of the 14-yard line. Manning making sure everybody's on the same page here. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Manning is 11 of 18, 70 yards, and an INT. They're cut by Hillman. Hillman taking it to the outside. Outstanding run by Ronnie Hillman. Good burst to the perimeter. Just short of a first down.
Well, it's vision. He starts out looking here, then he's going to break it all the way back to the weak side. Ryan Harris, the left tackle, with a good block there, and then all running backs who on the outside. He got a great block by a wide receiver. Demarius Thomas taking out the hitman, Dante Whitner.
And he got a very good spot as well. It is enough for a first down. 11 carries, 69 yards.
Go!
Out of the pistol, Hillman again. Falls forward for 3.
Well, that's the commitment we're seeing. Gary Kubiak wanting to establish this running attack. Denver has faced a long field throughout their offensive possessions today. They're averaging starting at their own 21-yard line and have yet to get into the end zone.
And Hillman has emerged as the more potent back between he and C.J. Anderson. 12 carries, 72 yards for Hillman, 5 carries, 12 yards for Anderson. It's Ronnie Hillman. 4-yard pickup for Hillman. Pierre Desir with a tackle for Cleveland.
You gotta love the mouthpiece too, don't you?
It's the shark attack. And now it's 3rd and 2 for Denver. Anderson rotates in. Manning throwing. Incomplete. Demarius Thomas, tight coverage there from Desir.
Again,
and
it's
the punting unit comes on.
Yeah, and again, it's another short pass, trying to get it right at the down marker. But Tremont Williams, and on the outside, Desir right there with his left hand getting in there. Manning with the glove on again.
And Britton Colquitt is on the punt it. Travis Benjamin waiting for it at the 24 of Cleveland. Colquitt. High punt. Benjamin gets blasted and a flag is thrown. Denver never saw the fair catch signal.
Yeah, Benny Fowler is going to draw the penalty, and that'll give the Browns great field position to start the second drive of the second half. Benjamin sees Fowler coming.
A clear indicator and an obvious flag. Cleveland would have had it at the 20.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit. Kicking team number 16. That 15-yard penalty will be added at the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Line of scrimmage
Timeout.
will be the 35 now for the Browns, down by 3.
And the punt coverage team, the kickoff coverage team, they've had enough. They want out of here.
No, that's a penalty. Too many birds on the field.
And they were offside.
On that last drive, McCown was 4 of 5, 62 yards. McCown throwing on the slant. He hits Benjamin and picks up 7 yards.
All these wide receivers for the Browns are little, quick guys. You know, Travis Benjamin, 5'10", Andrew Hawkins, 5'7", Gabriel's 5'8". So, but they're very quick, tough to get your hands on them when you're playing bump and run, and that's what McCown is taking advantage of right now.
Right now, Gary Barnage is on the sideline for Cleveland. Jim Trey is in. Rob Hausler left the game with a hamstring injury. Crowell brought down. Barrett and Marshall collaborating for a loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, this is Barrett's first start. in the NFL. He's taking full advantage of his opportunities, replacing DeMarcus Ware. Just continues to make plays for the Broncos. 7 tackles against Oakland last week, 5 of them solo.
So Barnidge joins the huddle. 6 targets, 2 catches, 25 yards, and a touchdown. This is a 3rd and 5 for Cleveland. Dime package here for Denver. Empty set. Count. It's Barnidge who gets a hand on it, but that's it. T.J. Ward over there.
Yeah, T.J. Ward talking to Wade Phillips about number 43, the former Brown. He says he's so versatile. He can play him at any position. Von Miller coming and getting a great job by Joe Thomas, but the compliment that Phillips paid to T.J. Ward said he's a Troy Polamalu type of player.
And then T.J. told us he likes to play like his hair's on fire.
Polamalu had a lot of it, too.
He had more than T.J. On 4th down, Andy Lee. Sanders. Indicated fair catch, got out of the way, and it rolls into the end zone, comes out to the 20 for the Broncos. A 60-yard punt, but a net of 40. Denver on offense when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Auto Trader. Life happens one car search at a time. And by McDonald's, now serving all-day breakfast.
Hey, here's the mic. 59.
Denver takes over a 1st and 10 at its own 20-yard line with 7:49 to play in the 3rd quarter. Broncos leading the Browns 10-7. Manning, fake the handoff. Manning, too high on the toss for Thomas. Incomplete. Well, Denver's 5-0 after that 16-10 win in Oakland. The previous 5-0 starts in team history. Look at what they've accomplished in those years. The only year, 2009, that they didn't make the Super Bowl. So this is the 7th time they've started out 5-0. They've won 10 straight games against the Browns. Manning, short toss, Hillman flags down, and Hillman is cut down at the 25.
And this will come back, and they'll move it back to the 10-yard line, and Manning will be facing a 2nd and 20 after this holding call.
Holding. Offense, number 73. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
It's Max Garcia getting some action. Evan Mathis is not 100%. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. They were hoping Sambrailo would be back from the shoulder injury. They have a bye next week, so they felt it was in the best interest of the team and Sambrailo to sit out one more game.
Manning started 8 out of 10. His last 10, he's only been able to complete 3.
70 yards passing for Manning and a pick. And again, Anderson is bottled up. Paul Kruger read it well. His snaps were limited a week ago. And Kruger makes the play for Cleveland inside.
Well, he's going to come from this side, totally unblocked, and get right in on this draw play. Great speed by Kruger.
Third and 20. Shotgun for Manning. Motion man is Thomas. Manning, another short toss. It's Anderson. C.J. Anderson weaving through traffic, well short of a 1st down. 11-yard gain through the air, and Denver will punt it as we approach the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
And that's how critical that penalty was, really making it difficult on 3rd and long. Anderson doing his best to get back to basically the original line of scrimmage.
Denver is 2 out of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Once again, it could be excellent field position here for Cleveland. Colquitt waiting on the snap. Benjamin standing at the 33. Sailing kick that takes Benjamin back to the 28. Circling. Benjamin looking for an angle. Turns the corner. Benjamin down the sideline and out of bounds. Travis Benjamin, who ran track at Miami, and you see those skills come to light on special teams.
Yeah, almost like a 200 runner on the curve. Look as he outruns the Denver coverage here, turns it upfield smartly, and then gets out of bounds before he has to take a hit from Bruton. Tremendous speed to get to the outside, and then the quickness to sharply cut straight down the field.
Derek Kubiak is huddled up with his offense.
He's letting that offensive line know it too, isn't he?
170 total yards for Denver. Crowell gets the call. Pushed forward for 2.5. Out across midfield. Laurenti McCray, who has stepped in for the injured Shane Ray, makes the stop for Denver. Cleveland came in number 28 in the NFL in rushing, 88.4 yards per game on the ground. They've got 67 rushing today. Second and 7 now for Cleveland. Johnson in the backfield. McCown, look out! Oh, McCown gets crushed, loses the football. Shaquille Barrett firing through. The Denver Broncos continue to terrorize opposing QBs. Cleveland turns it over on the sack and strip.
Well, watch Barrett. He's totally unblocked here. He had 2 men in front of him. McCown looking left the whole way. We saw Von Miller do this to Derek Carr last week in the Raider game. This is a shot right to the sternum of McCown. No way he can hang on to the ball after a big hit like that by Barrett.
The Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year as a senior at Colorado State. He was a member of the practice squad last year. Von Miller told us he showed up at training camp, Barrett did, and just had a different sense of purpose. He knew he could play at this level and be a factor. Play fake. Manning throwing, finding a soft spot there at the 30-yard line to Demaryius Thomas. He connects for 11.
Now the defense carrying this football team as they have all year long has set up the Bronco offense. Great field position, and Manning takes advantage of it with a play-action strike to Thomas.
Manning still looking to top 100 yards passing on the day. Line of scrimmage is just short of the 30. Ronnie Hillman in. It's the pistol for Denver. A give to Hillman. Hillman stays on his feet out across the 15-yard line. Paradis and Vasquez creating space and opening up the hole that Hillman shot through.
Well, here's Vasquez right here. He's working inside. A good double team. Then he comes off on the linebacker Dansby. And good patience there by Hillman. Hillman wearing that number 23, getting a good imitation of Arian Foster.
Go!
Hillman again slithers through and stumbles just short of the 10. Jamie Meter in on that stop. 4.5-yard pickup for Ronnie Hillman in his 4th year out of San Diego State. Undersized, but gives you good burst and quickness, and he's not shy going up the gut.
And he's 3 yards away from a 100-yard game, so definitely the best rushing attack the Broncos have seen this season.
2nd and 5 for Denver. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. They lead at 10-7.
Go!
Manning fires, end zone, incomplete. Tried that timing route with Sanders, and Tramon Williams step for step. Vasquez is down on the play for the Broncos. He's back up on his feet.
Tramon Williams, a Pro Bowler when he was with the Green Bay Packers, but look at that. That's one of those dying quails there. Another bird reference for you, if you will, but great coverage by Williams. No shot at all at the touchdown reception.
23 drives since their last offensive touchdown, longest active streak in the league. It's a 3rd and 5 for Denver. Manning tosses to the outside. That C.J. Anderson is short of a first down. Christian Kirksey with the tackle along the perimeter.
And here comes the field goal team. So another victory, if you will, for the Browns defense as they keep Manning and company out of the end zone one more time.
Brandon McManus, his first miss of the season earlier this afternoon from 51 yards away. This is a short kick for McManus. Made a 29-yarder. This one is from 25 yards away to extend the Denver lead. Brewer, the snapper. Baker holds it. And McManus splits the uprights. Denver in front, 13-7. Shaquille Barrett, the stamp on McCown, and it sets up Denver with excellent field position. They have to settle for the field goal. It's 13-7. Denver leads the NFL in takeaways. They're playing to the scouting report, 2 of them here today. They've scored 10 points off of those takeaways, and they have a 13-7 lead over Cleveland. McManus will kick it off. Gilbert and Drone, the deep men. Booming kick from McManus. Browns will have it at the 20-yard line, down by 6.
Yeah, more defensive highlights for the Broncos this afternoon. Keep to lead, 63-yard interception return for 7 points there, and then pressure on McCown all afternoon long. Shaquille Barrett making the play on the run, and then the big hit on McCown here. 3 sacks on the season for Barrett, 3 forced fumbles.
Last week, Cleveland rallied from a 12-point third-quarter deficit. They trailed 21-9. Came back to beat Baltimore 33-30 in overtime.
180.
First and 10 from the 20. McCown straight back. Oh, McCown had it knocked away by Barrett. Again, the pressure from the Denver Broncos D.
Yeah, great play by Barrett. Back-to-back plays that he's been able to make. Watch his left hand get in here and hit the throwing arm of McCown as he gets inside the block of Barnage, or the lack of a block by Barnage. Brown's lucky that wasn't picked off.
Remember, no DeMarcus Ware out with a back injury. Shane Ray left the game with a knee injury. Shaquille Barrett is picking up the slack. Shaq. You like that?
Yeah.
Shaq Fouts doesn't seem to work. The throw from McCown, trying to hit Taylor Gabriel. It's incomplete. Let's go to New York. JB and Coach Cowher.
Today's backup for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Landry Jones finds Martavis Bryant in the back of the end zone. 8 yards touchdown. The 2-point conversion failed. Landry Jones replaces Michael Vick, who is out. Questionable whether he returns with a right hamstring injury.
Iron Eagle, Dan Fouts.
All right, JB and Coach, thanks very much. Vic in there, of course, the injury to Ben Roethlisberger. Steelers hoping to have Big Ben back soon. 3rd and 10. A jump on that right side of the Denver line. McCray, left side of the Cleveland offensive line.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 55. Coming across the line, causing an offensive player to move. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Now McCray wanting to get in on some of the action, but that's really a silly penalty on 3rd and 10 now. 5 yards is a huge difference when they talk about a quarterback having a number of different types of plays to go to now instead of being forced to throw on 3rd and long.
4th penalty in the 3rd quarter against Denver. They've got 5 overall on a 3rd and 5. Rush is coming. McCown throws off his back foot. Nobody home. Incomplete. Broncos are pinning their ears back against this Cleveland offensive line.
Yeah, Darian Stewart, 26, is going to come a little bit late and totally free. He gets to McCown and puts him on his wallet. Watch the back of McCown's head bounce on the ground here. That is how players get concussions. Totally unable to stop that fall.
Andy Lee on to punt it. Waiting for the snap at his own 11. Emmanuel Sanders standing at the 25 of Denver. Good kick. From the 17. Sanders spin move. He's brought down at the 27-yard line by Poyer. 58-yard punt, a 10-yard return. Coming up tomorrow on CBS, the team of geniuses throw a Hail Mary to stop a bomb from landing in the wrong hands. Catch a brilliant new Scorpion. That's tomorrow at 9, 8 Central, only CBS. Corey Nelson is the injured Bronco on special teams. Nelson, a backup linebacker. 7th round draft pick last year out of Oklahoma. He'll get some assistance. Denver will have it at the 28-yard line, leading this one 13-7. On the day, Peyton Manning is 14 of 24, 95 yards and an interception.
Yeah, and normally there's a 1 in front of that number, like 149.8. That's the Peyton Manning I remember.
Ronnie Hillman close to 100 yards rushing. Manning throws. It gets there to Sanders. He's wrestled down. Good enough for a first down. Tramon Williams with a hit. It's a 12-yard pass play.
Yeah, and it's just a straight drop back. No play action that time, and good rhythm by Manning. And anticipation of the hook route. Sanders getting in front of the coverage there by Williams.
Yeah, Manning talked about Cleveland and the junk blitzes that he was expecting to see. So I can deal with it on third down. I just don't want to see them on first and second down. Obviously, the running game has helped that. On first down, Manning to Thomas. Demaryius Thomas into Cleveland territory. Didn't look pretty coming off the fingertips of Peyton Manning, but effective, 11 yards.
Yeah, again, it's just a straight drop back, no play action, so he can keep his eyes down the field, doesn't have to turn his back to the defense. That allows him to float this one softly into the hands of Demaryius Thomas. Saw the defense the whole way and has hit his last 2 throws because he's just going back, straight drop back, and not worrying about the play action.
It's 5 catches, 47 yards for Thomas. Sanders has 3 catches for 34 yards. Hillman driving to the 46. It's a 4-yard gain, and Hillman has gone over 100 yards rushing against this Cleveland defense. John Hughes III with the tackle for the Browns. 16 carries, 101 yards on the ground for Ronnie Hillman. That's the end of the third quarter with the score, the Broncos 13, the Browns 7. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50. Numbers here in Cleveland, neither quarterback putting up the numbers that they would have hoped for. Still a quarter to play here, 13-7, Denver in front.
Go!
Manning throws it, and a comebacker, he hits Thomas. And he is out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. 16-yard strike for Manning, working against Pierre Desir.
And this is what Von Miller was talking about, their faith in Peyton Manning. And you can make up for a lack of zip and arm strength by anticipation and rhythm. And that's what we're seeing right now out of Manning. He's getting back in rhythm, anticipating the route, and getting the ball out of his hand.
Thomas has the most catches for Denver, 6 of them covering 63 yards. Manning, curled by Caldwell, and tossed towards the sideline after the 7-yard pickup. Well, this Denver defense playing without DeMarcus Ware. Last week, lower back strain in the first quarter, 131 and a half sacks in his career. They gave him this week off. They've got the bye coming up, then they're home for Green Bay, week 8. Second and 4. Hillman, quick to hit that sideline. Ronnie Hillman adding to his numbers. Pickup of a couple. He's got 103 yards rushing today.
And You would anticipate that Gary Kubiak would run another one of those stretch plays. It's been so good for the Broncos this afternoon against this Cleveland defense. It's had a tough time stopping the run all year. They came in 31st in the league, giving up 149 yards a game on the ground. Same story today.
So it's the second time this season Denver's gone over 70 yards rushing in a game. They had 144 against Minnesota week 4. This is a 3rd and 2. Manning takes a shot downfield. Incomplete. Sanders and Tramon Williams one-on-one.
And I think Sanders may have jumped for this ball too soon. See the arm bar there. You can see how he went up a little bit early there and was not able to catch the ball at its highest point. Had both hands on it. Manning with a perfect throw here. Staring it down and being disappointed.
39-yard attempt for McManus. And he knocks it through. Denver makes this a 2-score game with 13:33 remaining. We're in the 4th quarter in Cleveland. Broncos linebacker Von Miller founded Von's Vision back in 2013 with the hope to improve the vision of Denver area youth by providing them the eye exams and eyewear they need to succeed in the classroom and in life. At this year's Back to School Vision Day, 116 of the 128 kids screened needed their vision corrected with glasses provided on site. Von always has a new look in our production meetings. I don't know how many pairs of glasses he has.
Yeah, I got to talk to him about mine. I think I need to update my my look. Don't
You want to get involved maybe in Von's Vision?
You know what? What a great idea, and helping so many kids that need it. And you know, there's no stigma to wearing glasses now, is there, partner?
Oh, or stigmatism. Either way. Brandon McManus kicks it off. And it's through the back of the end zone. Browns will have it at the 20. Still plenty of time left here. And don't forget, your weekend starts right here. Seahawks and Niners. It's a showdown in the Wild Wild West. Thursday Night Football, CBS and NFL Network. Seattle has won 5 of the last 6 meetings against San Francisco, including the playoffs. The two teams have combined to win the last 5 NFC West titles.
That is a very entertaining series, isn't it? And they don't like each other either.
I don't think any of the teams like each other on Thursday Night Football. Aren't you getting that sense?
I love the fact that they're all division games. Brilliant scheduling.
First down for Cleveland, now down by 9. Give it to Crowell. Accelerates. Hit by Vance Walker. 3-yard pickup for the second-year running back out of Alabama State, Isaiah Crowell.
And the Browns came out to start the second half, went right down the field and got a touchdown. But since then, the last 3 drives, they ran 8 plays for a total time with the ball of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I'd like to see them get back to Barnage and also maybe Duke Johnson out of the backfield where they can get a mismatch on a linebacker.
McCown throws to Crowell. And nothing there. Shaquille Barrett all over it. It's a loss of 2 on the play. Last season, Browns running backs had the fewest catches for the fewest yards in the league. This year they came in 10th in the category of catches and 7th in the category of yards. So they've changed things up certainly with John DeFilippo calling the plays, but now facing a 3rd and 9, trying to get this offense jump-started.
And Shaq Barrett's making a good argument for getting himself a game ball the way he's playing. Good hard count there. Got the Broncos offside.
Free play. McCown. Oh, it's caught! Benjamin climbs the imaginary ladder against Darian Stewart deep.
Well, we saw the mistimed jump by Emmanuel Sanders. This time, Benjamin times his jump perfectly. McCown, knowing he's got
Offside.
a free play because of the
Defense, number
offside.
97. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is the first down.
A 47-yard play for the Browns. McCown with a good hard count there. Gets Malik Jackson into the neutral zone. Now he's going to take advantage of it. But look at the timing on the jump here. Perfect, as Stewart thinks he's got a good shot at it. Falls to the ground, and the Browns are in business.
Aaron Rodgers has cashed in on a number of those this season. Josh McCown throwing the deep ball to Benjamin, sets up Johnson on a run for 2 yards. Brought down by the veteran Vance Walker.
And you know what happens on that situation is the defensive line who's rushing the passer, they stop. They know they're offsides. Instead of going after the quarterback, they're very passive in their pass rush, and that allowed McCown to get it deep down the field.
2nd and 8 now inside the 30. Empty backfield here for the Browns. McCown out of the pocket. On the move. McCown will run. McCown has got a first down. Angles out of bounds across the 20-yard line. That's an 11-yard run for Josh McCown, the veteran presence, making the right decision.
Well, and the decision by the defensive backs were to stay with your man because it was man-to-man coverage and nobody accounting for McCown on the outside.
Under 11 minutes to play. In the backfield, Johnson the run, and Johnson is hit for no gain.
I would run away from Shaquille Barrett right now. He's making every play on that side of the line of scrimmage, and Johnson that time had no shot at any type of yardage. Is that Pugsley?
How were your experiences in the dog pound during your career?
Some good, some bad, but always consistent. The fans in the old stadium, they were awesome. The original dog pound.
Started back in 1985. Patrick Dixon and Frank Minifield, former Browns. The toss going down. Benjamin could not keep his footing, and it's a limited gain of 4 yards.
I'm not sure he's going to go very far if he doesn't stumble because TJ Ward is lining him up from the left side of the screen here, and he was right in position. You could consider that a late hit, but Benjamin was not touched down at that point, so he could have gotten back up and run. Actually, this is Swagger, not Pugsley. Research, pal, research.
Thanks for confirming.
Yep.
From the 14, this is a 3rd and 6 now. Play clock down to 1. McCown rifles, end zone. It's Barnage, touchdown, Browns. The second time those two have connected. The dog pound is alive.
Well, Bruton is in coverage, or is he? It's a zone coverage there. Ward passes him off. Bruton is nowhere to be found on the inside. McCown reads it perfectly, and Barnage has his second touchdown catch of the second half.
Barnage said they have total confidence in Josh McCown. His fire, his leadership. He knew it back in the Carolina days. Both are getting opportunities, and both are making the most of them. Coons on for the point after. It's 16-14 with 9:16 to play. 8 plays, 80 yards. Big play, Barnage. 6'6", 250 pounds. McCown with a strike to the end zone.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dodge. T-Mobile. Ditch your carrier and switch to the Un-carrier. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Here in Cleveland, once again, it's that McCown to Barnage connection. All of his damage has been done in the second half. Cleveland within 2 against Denver with 9:16 to play, and now Coons will kick it off to Omar Bolden, the deep man for Denver. Bolden moves forward, mishandles it, scoops it up. Hemming thrown off, and he is dumped at the 15-yard line. That's where Denver will start the drive.
As we go back to the touchdown to Barnage, here he is lined up right here. Here's Ward, here's Bruton, and watch the mix-up in the secondary as he comes right down the middle of the field. Bruton thinks he's got help outside. Ward thinks he has help inside. 3 catches in the second half for Barnage, 2 for scores.
Denver had allowed just 1 touchdown through the air this season until today. 2 of them for Cleveland. And it's 16-14, Denver. Pistol for Manning. Fake the handoff. Manning steps up. Manning throws to a spot, and it's on time to Thomas. That'll quiet the crowd. 20-yard pass play, Manning to Demaryius Thomas.
Well, that could be called a late hit right there on Meter. Jamie Meter, who got a game ball last week against Baltimore, got lucky that time, did not draw the flag, but that was a late hit on Manning.
Out of Parma Heights, Ohio, he was a member of the practice squad in his first year in the NFL from Division II Ashland. Hillman, the spin move. Hillman caught from behind. He was trying to make something out of nothing. And it's Xavier Cooper making the stop. It's a loss of 1 on the play.
Now, it's always dangerous to change directions here. 96 is Cooper. And he shows real good lateral movement here as he had to stop and start and dive for the legs of Hillman.
Line of scrimmage is the 34. We approach 8 minutes to go in the 4th. Manning straight back. Manning pump and throw. It's intercepted. Picked off. Walking the tightrope is Dansby. He's in. Touchdown Browns. Carlos Dansby delivers.
Now the pressure is going to force Manning up into the pocket and throw off balance. So he's just a little bit behind the receiver and just gets this unlucky break for the Broncos. Ball goes right through the hands of Hillman, and Carlos Dansby now has done this, a pick 6 5 times in his 12-year career. Ball should have been caught by Hillman. As it is, Dansby has his 2nd pick of the afternoon.
Mike Pettin pumping the fist. The Browns defense coming up huge. Dansby.
The previous play is under review.
They're going to see if Dansby may have stepped out of bounds, so they're going to review this one because it's a scoring play.
8:07 to play. Right now it's 20-16 Browns.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a touchdown.
Craig Rolstad took a look under the hood, and this was what they were looking at. Do you see green there?
Yes, you do. On the 4-yard line, Dansby clearly inbounds. More green there. Touchdown as the Browns give the Broncos a little bit of their own medicine, and the Browns wisely with this 4-point lead will try to push this to a 6-point lead with a 2-point conversion.
35-yard return. His 3rd career game with 2 picks. Manning now has 9 interceptions on the season. Johnson in the backfield. McCown slings it. It's broken up. Travis Benjamin defended by Roby, and a flag is down. .807 left to play in the 4th.
Offside. Defense number 21 in the neutral zone at the snap. That throws half the distance to the goal, and we will retry from the 1-yard line.
It's Aqib Talib.
Well, here's Talib, number 21, and as Hartline comes in motion, Talib comes towards the line of scrimmage and clearly is offsides.
So 20-16. Cleveland electing to go for 2. They get the benefit of the penalty, and the ball is at the 1. Motion man advantage. McCown, bootleg. McCown directing traffic. McCown throws. Incomplete. It's at the feet of Benjamin. TJ Ward, the pressure on McCown.
You know, they're on the 1 yard line. You would think they might come in with big personnel and give Robert Turbin a shot at converting this two-pointer here. But that pressure by the Denver defense and coverage in the end zone. This time Benjamin trying to work the back of the end zone. And Roby does a super job there of forcing him back along the back line. But this is very similar to the way the Browns played last week against the Ravens on the road. They trailed 21-9 in the second half, and now they have taken the lead thanks to Carlos Dansby.
You know, the one issue with the math, if Cleveland kicks the point after, it's 21-16. If they get a field goal, it's 24-16. As opposed to missing on the two-point try, and now a field goal makes it a 7-point game. Look, either way, at some point, Cleveland's going to have to stop Denver. That part is understood. With 8:07 to play, the decision was made to go for two, try to make this a 22-16 game in favor of Cleveland. They don't convert. Coons kicks it off. Holden return now, 2 yards deep in the end zone. He takes it out for Denver. Holden is spun down short of the 25-yard line by Campbell on special teams. Well, the pick sixes are piling up for Peyton Manning. Week 1, Baltimore. Jimmy Smith, 24-yard return for a touchdown. Week 2 at Kansas City. The rookie Marcus Peters, 55 yards for the touchdown. And today it's Dansby off the deflection. It glanced off of Hillman. Dansby takes it all the way for the score. It's the most pick sixes he's thrown in a season since 2008. And we're in week 6. Open up at the 25. Anderson now in the game. Manning. Deep ball. On time. Sanders. He is a blur. Emmanuel Sanders takes it the distance. Quick strike from Denver. 75 yards for the touchdown.
And take that, all you critics of Peyton Manning. He bounces back from a pick six and gets 6 of his own with a beautiful strike to Sanders beyond Tramon Williams. Look at this ball, right in stride. And see you later. Peyton Manning, oh, he's done that before. How about 537 touchdown passes in career? The first thing he does is he signals to the sidelines, no, I'm not number one. Let's go for one here.
Peyton Manning on target to Sanders. First offensive touchdown in their last 27 drives. McManus on for the point after.
Longest catch of Emmanuel Sanders' career.
What an answer by Denver. 7:53 to play in the fourth. You wanted a roller coaster ride?
Yeah.
You got one.
No kidding.
Twists and turns in Cleveland. It's 23-20. Broncos.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. Watch live primetime games with NFL Mobile only on Verizon. And by Subway, the legendary sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Subway, eat fresh.
Aerial coverage of today's game provided by MetLife on the shore of Lake Erie, Cleveland, Ohio. And a good one in the fourth quarter. Denver 23, the Browns 20. McManus kicks it off. Justin Gilbert, the return man from the 1. Gilbert looking for a lane, a spin move. Remains on his feet. And he's brought down at the 27-yard line by Todd Davis on special teams. Well, coming up on 60 Minutes, Darrelle Revis, one of the NFL's greatest on and off the field. Plus, the generous spirit in people behind Make-A-Wish. That's tonight, only CBS. 7:47 to play. This is a three-point game. Cleveland had 505 total yards last week. They've been held to 251 today against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL. Crowell is buried. First man there, Sylvester Williams. It's a loss of 1.
And we're seeing Jim Dre in the lineup instead of Gary Barnidge. Dre goes out, replaced by a wide receiver. So you're wondering, where is Barnidge? He's actually back in the huddle now, number 82. It's almost a tip-off to the Broncos. When he's not in the lineup, they're going to run the ball when Dre is in there.
Dime package here for Denver on a 2nd and 11. It's empty for McCown. Steps up. McCown. Incomplete. That ball came out funny.
Now, I think he saw the coverage there and tried to hold the ball back, and that's why it came out a little bit weird at the last minute. He doesn't want to throw this ball, so he's going to try and hang on to it. Yeah, see how he grips his fingers there. Did not want to force it there. Risk the interception.
You know, Peyton Manning and Eli Manning through the years, the way the family, the first family of football, their dad played in the NFL. Josh McCown's brother, Luke, is a quarterback, veteran quarterback with New Orleans. Penalty against Cleveland.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
And a very proud family. Their older brother, Randy, was a terrific college quarterback at Texas A&M. He called one of his games, in fact. Randy is in Texas. He's taken over the family pallet business, M&H Crates, business that his family started many years ago. The whole family worked there as kids, taught Josh all about work ethic. 3rd and 16, stepping up. Short of the first down. He makes the connection with Benjamin, but it's 4th down for Cleveland, and we are under 7 minutes to play now in the 4th quarter.
Pretty good pocket awareness for McCown as he steps into the void and then finds the receiver down the field, but the penalty by Schwartz pushes him back to where it makes a 3rd and real long, and guess what? They come up 5 yards short of a first down.
So Emmanuel Sanders, the return man, waiting for the Andy Lee punt. Sanders sets up shop at the 19. Line drive. Sanders moves forward. From the 22, Sanders spun down from behind at the 30-yard line. A 46-yard punt, an 8-yard return. Don Jones on special teams makes the play, and an injured Bronco. It's Corey Nelson.
Another linebacker.
Training staff is out there to check on Nelson, who was banged up earlier. They've already lost Shane Ray, and they were down DeMarcus Ware.
Again, how many times are we going to see this? Guys doing their job blocking, and then they get rolled up on the back of their legs, suffering either an ankle injury or worse, a knee injury. So the same thing happened to Shane Ray in the first half.
Laurenti McCray has seen extended playing time after the Ray injury. Nelson, a special teamer for Denver. He does have a sack this season. Denver #1 in the NFL in sacks. They're right on pace to challenge Chicago's NFL record of 72 set back in 1984. There's John Elway, Executive Vice President, Football Operations. The Broncos are 54-22 since he took that job.
Yeah, ask him about playing against the Cleveland Browns sometime.
You think that might be a little different answer than the one you gave?
I think he did quite well. 98-yard drive? Wow.
Nelson being helped off. We have 6:13 to play in the fourth. Denver holding on to a 23-20 lead against the Cleveland Browns. The last 10 throws for Peyton Manning. He's connected on 7 of them, 143 yards, and of course the 75-yard touchdown to Sanders.
And that's after the pick 6. Awesome comeback.
And Peyton Manning, one of the best ever at using the clock. Ronnie Hillman, second effort, driven backwards. Flag is down. Mingo over there for Cleveland. Limited snaps for Barkevius Mingo.
Offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Holding call against the Broncos offense. Next Sunday, wake up and watch with the world. For the first time ever, the NFL is streaming a game live on Yahoo. The Bills versus the Jaguars from London next Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Learn more at yahoo.com/NFL stream.
Yeah, holding penalty against Vasquez. Really the worst way to start this drive if you're thinking about icing this game.
Under 6 minutes to play. Manning from the gun. Manning airing it out. Incomplete. Thomas extended the left arm out. Pierre Desir back there filling in for the injured Joe Hayden, who is sitting this one out with a concussion.
Now the offensive line for the Broncos did a great job of protecting Manning today. No sacks. He's been knocked down a couple of times, but pretty clean uniform for a makeshift offensive line. You can see Harris now playing left tackle as they continue to find the right combination up front.
Deshaun Gibson also out for Cleveland. Second straight week with an ankle injury. Jordan Poyer has stepped in for him. 2nd and 20. Manning, clean pocket. Catch is made. Owen Daniels' first grab of the day. It's 5 yards, and it's ruled incomplete. So it's 3rd and 20 now for Denver in a 3-point game.
Yeah, drop pass by Owen Daniels. As it goes to the ground, the ball clearly is going to hit the ground.
.170 yards in the second half for Peyton Manning. 3rd and 20 for the Broncos. They'll go conservative. And C.J. Anderson is banged down at the 25. Mingo among those there for Cleveland. Jordan Poyer, second man through, and it's 4th down for Denver.
Well, conservative call, but when you consider the defense that the Broncos have, a smart call.
We'll tick down to the 5-minute mark of the fourth. Cleveland has all 3 timeouts remaining. They trail the Broncos 23-20. Colquitt looking to angle this one away from Benjamin, and he does. It's out of bounds. The question is, where will they spot it? Down the sideline to the 40. That's where Cleveland will take over in a 3-point game, a 35-yard punt. So it's Josh McCown and the Browns offense with this situation facing them. 23-20 Denver, 4:51 left on the clock.
And we really don't know that much about Travis Kuhn's distance. Field goal kickers has 4 field goals last week against Baltimore, the longest just being 43 yards.
Pump fake and a run. Johnson spilled out. Looked like Johnson was going to be able to break it for more yards. He'll have to settle for 6 as Talib comes over defensively for Denver.
Yeah, but it's a positive gain on first down, now out to the 46-yard line. So that type of run will set up a play-action pass for McCown, but at some point they're going to have to find this guy again, Gary Barnidge.
On a pitch, Johnson slicing across midfield. He's got enough for a first down. Good block from Malcolm Johnson, the fullback, and a new set of downs for Cleveland to work with.
Johnson comes up a little bit gimpy with the shoulder, There's a great effort, though, to break this tackle. You can see Barrett trying to rip the ball out of his hand. Watch the left hand of Barrett. Good job by Johnson covering up with two hands.
So Johnson heads to the sideline. They'll take a look at him. And Robert Turbin will get the opportunity in the running game for Cleveland. Remember, they did go for two. This would have been a two-point game. They'd be looking for the lead instead of the tie with a field goal. McCown out of the pocket. McCown throws it away. Flag is down. It's thrown at the 39.
Derek Wolfe with a late hit is going to give the Browns 15 yards in field goal range.
It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
There's a couple of things there. He also led with his crown of his helmet right to the helmet of McCown. Manning on the sideline saw it all. Can't believe that type of mental error by Derek Wolfe.
And look, obviously, if you're Mike Pettine and company, you're not even thinking about the field goal. You're thinking about scoring the touchdown and taking the lead here in the fourth quarter. 3:27 to play.
180.
Plenty of time for the Browns to work with here. Quick hitter. Benjamin. Travis Benjamin brought down at the 25. That one covers 9 yards.
Yeah, if you don't reroute these quick little receivers of the Browns, they're going to beat you all day long. Look at his eyes. He stares down the coverage there of Chris Harris, knowing that he's got a slant route coming. Harris playing off. Easy target and completion for McCown and Benjamin.
8 catches, 103 yards for Benjamin. Barnage back on the field on a 2nd and 1. Turbin, single setback. They give it to him. Turbin's got the first down. Clock is rolling. 2:42 and counting left in the fourth quarter. Denver 23, Cleveland 20. Browns are on the move here with a 1st and 10 at the Broncos 22. The Browns have not won a game against Denver since 1990. Bernie Kosar had 318 yards and 3 touchdowns in the victory. First down, Turbin. Steamrolls across the 15. The former Seahawk takes us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland.
Yeah, good vision by Turbin, too. Cuts back over the middle. Picks up some hard yardage, setting up a 2nd and short when we come back.
23-20. Denver leading Cleveland. We're late in the fourth. 3-point lead for Denver, 2 minutes to play. Fourth quarter in Cleveland. Red zone offense today. The Browns have been in the red zone twice. They have scored 2 touchdowns on those possessions. It's a 2nd and 2 now for Cleveland. Denver has all 3 timeouts remaining. May have to think about using them here. Turbin in the backfield. Turbin making his Browns debut. Ridden down. Turbin, good effort.
First down.
Robert Turbin bouncing off of T.J. Ward and turning it into a new set of downs. We're down to 1:51 to play.
Another thing that Turbin did is that after he made contact, he kept his feet moving and fell sideways, and that was enough to pick up the first down.
Isaiah Crowell will check in, replacing Turbin. Barnage has 2 touchdown grabs here today. It's currently on the sideline for Cleveland. Timeout has been called by Denver, so they'll put 2 seconds on the clock. 1:53 left. First and 10 from the 11. McCown, swing pass. Malcolm Johnson, the fullback, with his 3rd catch of the year, and a timeout taken.
Well, the Broncos were ready for this swing pass. When Johnson makes the catch, there are 3 Broncos staring at him. T.J. Ward coming up. He saw it immediately He gets help there. And Brandon Marshall.
Stay tuned. NFL Today update presented by FanDuel. Time permitting, JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cower. Latest NFL scores and highlights. Denver is down to one timeout. We have 1:47 to play. It's a 2nd and 10. John DeFilippo looking for the right play here for the Browns. Gary Kubiak's team undefeated, 5-0. Motion man is Hawkins. On a give, Crowell falls forward and picks up 3 yards. Derek Wolfe involved in the stop for Denver. And the last timeout has been used by the Broncos to stop the clock with 1:41 remaining.
And that's what that running play did, is it forced Denver to use all their timeouts, but it's also forced the Browns to come up with a 3rd down bit of magic here. Again, with Dre in the lineup and Barnidge on the sidelines, it's been all running plays and a short swing pass. Barnidge now will head back to the huddle for the Browns. And you know the Broncos will be noticing that because he has their 2 touchdowns.
3rd down for the Browns. They trail 23-20.
You know, Brian Hartline's been awful quiet this afternoon. And he may draw single coverage on the short side of the field with Aqib Talib.
They spread it on a 3rd and 7. Shotgun. McCown in trouble. McCown trying to stay on his feet. Tosses towards the end zone. Incomplete. The pressure from Denver too much.
Yeah, everybody and their sister knew this was going to be a pass play. The Broncos can rush just 4. TJ Ward on the safety blitz here occupies Schwartz. Von Miller misses, but the rest of the Broncos and all that speed force the incompletion by McCown.
So now it's Travis Coons, first-year kicker out of Washington, trying to tie this game from 26 yards away. Remember, Cleveland decided to go for 2 instead of the extra point. This would have been a 2-point game, and this would have been for the lead. Instead, he drills it for the tie. 23-23, a minute and a half to play. Peyton Manning will get the football with no timeouts, and his team knotted up with the Browns. Cleveland Browns are looking for a breakthrough win against the Denver Broncos. McCown to Barnidge. Manning has it picked off by Dansby off the deflection. It came off of Hillman. Dansby goes the distance. This crowd was energized, but then they were silenced. Manning to Sanders, 75 yards down the sideline. Denver jumps back in front. Cleveland gets the field goal. We are tied at 23. Browns have outscored the Broncos 16-10 in the 4th quarter. 90 seconds left on the clock. And Coons will kick it off. He's now 12 of 12 on field goals this season. Omar Bolden is the return man for Denver, standing 8 yards deep in the end zone. The kick from Coons. Bolden from the 2. Hit hard as he crossed the 20-yard line by Campbell on special teams. 125 left to work with for Peyton Manning and the Broncos offense.
Well, and we're going to see the Peyton Manning offense now. This is where he has just been as good as anybody that ever played the position. It's taking his team down the field with little or no time to work with. No timeouts for Manning and the Broncos.
And they have a tremendous kicker in Brandon McManus. Shotgun formation for Manning. Manning steps up. Manning throws. Open man Thomas, and he drops the football. That is a gimme for Demaryius Thomas.
It's been that kind of season for Manning and the Bronco offense, though. This ball will be caught at about the 40-yard line. Demaryius Thomas looking for running room. Look at his eyes going down the field, not looking at the pigskin.
Unless the birds distracted him, I don't know what the excuse is. That's a ball that Thomas catches in his sleep. 2nd and 10. Manning sets. He fires. It's offline. Thomas matched up with Desir.
Right.
And Desir wins that battle.
And if you're the Browns thinking about getting the ball back, 2 incompletions, very little time off the clock. Now a 3rd and 10, and this crowd is back in it.
And the Browns have all 3 timeouts remaining. Third and 10 for Denver. Manning pulls the trigger. Incomplete. He was trying to hit Norwood.
Well, that's just lack of playing time together. Manning saw the void in the secondary, threw the ball where it could have been completed, but Norwood not reading the same thing. Again, I go back to Wes Welker's absence from this team and his ability to be on the same wavelength with Manning. But now the Browns going to get good field position with those 3 timeouts.
Since the 75-yard touchdown, Peyton Manning 0 for his last 5. Colquitt punting. Benjamin is a threat.
Short punt.
Benjamin from the 39. Fair catch. Didn't want to risk it. 37-yard punt. And they're going to spot the ball just short of the 40-yard line for the Cleveland Browns.
Travis Coons, a perfect 11 of 11 on field goal tries this season. Coming into today's game.
His long is 50, which was in the preseason. Obviously a different level of pressure here. They need 25 to 30 yards to get Coons in range. First down from the 40. The 36-year-old Josh McCown fires. It's complete. Hooks up with Travis Benjamin. Under a minute left. 14-yard completion.
Yeah, they beat the safety blitz. T.J. Ward coming from the right side of McCown. He got back quickly. They've called timeout after that reception. But watch how quick McCown gets back and lets this ball fly. Ball will be well on its way by the time Benjamin looks back for it. Denver defense trying to block the ball at the line of scrimmage, but Benjamin gets it in front of Roby. Coons longest, the 43. He's done that twice this year. In fact, he did it twice last week against the Ravens.
McCown led the Browns to a victory last week in Baltimore, their first win there since 2007. Here's McCown, slings it to the outside. It's incomplete. Trying to hook up with Hartline. 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. 53 seconds left to play.
Hartline complaining that he was held by Roby. So that ball really was zipped by McCown. That is really good coverage by Bradley Roby on Brian Hartline.
2nd and 10 now. In a tie ball game. McCown stepping up. McCown under pressure. McCown heaves it downfield. It's intercepted. David Bruton. McCown forced it under heavy heat. And Denver has got possession with 44 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm thinking McCown's trying to get this ball out of bounds, but as he bounces around in the pocket here, Denver bringing the pressure, a 6-man pass rush. Right there, he's being grabbed and pushed. Cannot get enough on this ball to get it out of bounds, and there is Bruton for the pick.
His second interception of the season. McCown with a mistake as he took a shot from Trevathan.
Unable to follow through because of the hit by Trevathan.
44 seconds left on the clock. Denver needs about 30 yards for McManus.
Go!
No timeouts remaining. Manning throws. It's on line to Thomas. He couldn't get out of bounds, but picks up 13 yards. Broncos are moving quickly. We're down to 32 seconds left.
And Peyton will spike this to stop the clock. Regroup.
There's the spike. Clock stops with 27 seconds remaining.
And Brandon McManus has a big leg. He has 4 field goals this season of over 50 yards. His longest 57, and not all those were kicked in the thin air of the Mile High city of Denver.
This is Denver's 4th road game of the season. 18 yards would give him a 57-yard attempt to match his career high. 27 seconds left. Manning steps up. Manning throws. Sideline. Incomplete. He bounced it in the direction of Sanders with Tramon Williams back there. 21 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, trying to throw a back shoulder to Sanders turned out to be a back ankle. As the ball came in just a little bit low, Sanders unable to adjust to it, or that would have put McManus in field goal range.
It is 3rd and 10 for the Broncos. Manning on 3rd down, looking downfield. Manning hooks a pass. Oh, what a grab! Emmanuel Sanders! Time is trickling away. 8 seconds left, 7 seconds left. Sanders is in the end zone.
He thinks he scored a touchdown.
We're down to 2 seconds. 1 second. His time has expired. Sanders kept running with the football. The question was whether or not Sanders got it cleanly.
And now the question is, did he hurt his left shoulder? Let's take a look at this attempted catch. Well, that ball moved a lot when it hit the ground. But was he touched by Tramon Williams? I don't see a touch there. Not sure, though, that this was a catch.
If he was considered down there, Denver's got to rush to the line. They have no timeouts remaining. Sanders took it to the end zone, then grabbed at his left shoulder. Meanwhile, the clock is still rolling. There were 10 seconds left when Sanders got into the end zone. So the 2 questions, is it a clean catch, and was he touched?
Well, how about a third question? If he wasn't touched, was he out of bounds?
There.
Right there, he's out of bounds, so the clock could stop there. They can review it and see how much time was left when that toe touched the out of bounds. That's if they consider this a catch.
What a wild ending here in Cleveland.
That's no catch.
You feel the ball hit the ground clearly while it was moving.
And that's when he gained control of the ball as he rolls over. So as an incomplete pass, the Broncos will have another play.
But it would be 4th down.
Or will they punt?
Lots of questions here.
And not many answers just yet, huh?
Mike Carey, our NFL rules expert, watching back in New York. Mike, what'd you see on the play?
Wow, what a play. So the rule is that you have to have complete control when the ball hits the ground. The ball hits the ground. He does not have control. When he comes over, the ball is loose, rolling on his chest. Incomplete pass is what I would rule. There's 14 seconds on the clock. They get another shot on 4th down.
All right, let's hear from Craig Rolstad.
After review, the ruling on the field has changed. It is an incomplete pass. Therefore, it is 4th down and 10 for Denver on the 43-yard line. Timer, please put 15 seconds on the game clock.
Okay, so that's where we stand. 4th and 10, 15 seconds left. Mike, thanks for the explanation there, and that's exactly what Dan saw on the play, the movement of the football as Sanders was trying to gain control of it.
Now for Kubiak, do you go ahead and punt this ball, having watched the highlights of the Michigan State game yesterday, or do you just take a knee, actually sending out the punting team?
Well, they got to. I mean, Cleveland's got 2 timeouts left.
Yep.
So the Broncos have to punt here. The incomplete call has forced the Broncos into this scenario. It could have gone a different way. If they ruled that a catch and Sanders' foot was out of bounds, they would have been in field goal range with a chance to win it. Colquitt will punt it. 15 seconds on the clock and a tie ball game. Nobody's back there. Colquitt trying to place it. This ball will roll into the end zone. With 8 seconds remaining, Cleveland will have it at the 20-yard line.
Well, you go back to that decision by Mike Pettin to go for the 2-point conversion and not go for the normal 1-point try. That's where we are right now, as with overtime looms.
Well, it put Cleveland in a position after Denver scored the touchdown that they were down 3 instead of 2. So the Coons field goal could have been for the lead instead of the tie. Tight formation. Browns will take a knee. And we will go to overtime in Cleveland. The Broncos have won 10 straight against the Cleveland Browns. It's going to take overtime to determine this one. Another look at Sanders.
That was a great throw by Manning. Heck of an effort by both Williams and Sanders, but clearly the ball will touch the ground and Sanders does not have control until he is on his way back to his feet.
And Sanders is heading towards the locker room.
Now, he definitely hurt his shoulder. You worry about a collarbone or the shoulder joint itself.
Time period. Both teams will have the opportunity to possess the ball unless the offense scores a safety or the defense scores a safety, the offense scores a touchdown. 4th quarter timing rules apply. Both teams are allowed 2 timeouts. All replays will be above in the booth. Denver, it's your choice. The ribbon is heads. They called tails? It is tails. You like the ball? You must kick. Which way do you want to kick? Okay, switch spots. Denver will receive on this end.
Overtime. The Broncos and the Browns in Cleveland. Next, the NFL on CBS. Let's review the overtime rules. 1 15-minute quarter, a touchdown or a safety on the first possession wins the game. If the score is tied after each team's first possession, the next score will win. 2 timeouts for each team. No coaches' challenges. Only booth reviews in OT. So Cleveland will kick it off with Coons. Omar Bolden is deep for Denver. Broncos are 5-0. The Browns are 2-3. Cleveland trying to build on their win last week in Baltimore. Denver trying to remain unbeaten as they get ready for the bye. Terrence put this one on the ground on the kickoff. It's scooped up by Bibbs at the 16. And Bibbs, forward progress will get him across the 30 to the 31. That's where Denver will take over. First possession of overtime.
He chili dipped this kickoff. This was not intentional by Coons, I don't believe. Came over the top and just dribbled it down the field. The Broncos start at the 31. That's great field position.
Touchdown wins the game for Denver. Emmanuel Sanders is in there. and he's operating out of the slot. Manning looking downfield. Deep ball. And no Bronco even close.
Sanders can't run. He's holding his left arm. That ball was intended for Sanders. He just had no shot at getting there because of the problem he's having with that left shoulder.
The Pro Bowler Emmanuel Sanders goes directly to the Denver bench. 2nd and 10 now for the Broncos. Hillman in the backfield. Manning will swing it to Hillman, trying to lead him. Hillman's got speed, but he could not completely turn the corner, and that's because the Browns were ready for him with Dansby.
Well, here's Sanders. Look at that left side of his arm there, just dangling. Can't even get up to full speed.
3rd and 7. Manning steps up. A dart downfield. It's dropped! Demaryius Thomas!
We got a flag down.
The officials are huddling up. Thomas dropped what should have been a clear catch late in the 4th quarter. In overtime, a catchable ball. Did Cleveland call timeout? Might be the question mark here. The Browns players have made a semicircle, and now they're reacting.
They had 12 men on the field.
So that might have been the confusion. Cleveland trying to call a timeout to avoid the 12 men on the field.
Yep.
12 men on the field. On the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
There's the 12th man. Does he get out of bounds before the ball is snapped? No, he doesn't. So the officials right on the spot conferred, and it's a huge penalty because that would have brought up a 4th down.
Instead, it's 3rd and 2. Going against Jim O'Neill's defense in his 2nd year as the coordinator here in Cleveland. 3rd and 2 for the Broncos. Shotgun for Manning. Lofts one. Picked off. Barkevius Mingo. And the Browns have it in Denver territory. A soft toss from Manning, and it was easy pickings for Mingo.
He's 6'4", and that's his first NFL interception. The former #1 pick in 13. Manning trying to get it over his head, drop it in the bucket to Demaryius Thomas. But look how high Mingo goes.
Manning, he knew it.
Next score will win the ball game.
Mingo likes interceptions. A pitch. Turbin.
Boy, Turbin almost gave it right back to the Broncos. He bobbles this pitch from McCown.
It's a loss of 3 on the play. Clear bobble by Turbin. At that point, he's just hoping to hang on. He was fortunate to lose only 3. Coons is getting ready. Shotgun for McCown. Tied at 23 in overtime. McCown devoured. Back in Cleveland territory. Malik Jackson.
Absolutely the worst thing that McCown could do is take a sack. They were in iffy field goal range for Coons anyway. Now they're definitely out of field goal range. Malik Jackson with a huge play. He's had a couple of negative plays today, but that's his 3rd and a half sack of the season. And a real mental error by Josh McCown.
The sacks are piling up. 3rd and 21. Shotgun for McCown. Steps up, in trouble again, and he's dumped. Browns are moving in the wrong direction. The combination of Smith and Barrett bring down the veteran McCown. And the Browns will punt.
They just needed a few yards to get in field goal range, and a field goal wins it because the Broncos had their first possession and didn't do anything with the interception.
And it was a spotty start to the drive on the Turbin bobble.
Right. Lost yardage on first down, second down, and third down.
Threw everything off schedule for Cleveland, and Andy Lee is on to punt it. Back there deep, Sanders not available. It's Jordan Norwood, the former Brown. Whistles.
Delay a game. More backwards movement for the Browns.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
It was there for the taking for the Browns. Set up perfectly. On the Peyton Manning interception, Browns take over in Denver territory and could not get the necessary yardage to send their kicker Coons onto the field. Lee now standing at his own 29. Norwood at the 11. Returnable. Oh, he loses it! Scoops it back up and limits the damage for Denver.
Does either team want to win? Huh?
Norwood, not normally back there, but the injury to Sanders' left shoulder forcing Norwood into action. And the veteran nearly handed the football over to Cleveland on special teams. So Denver's got it with a 1st and 10 at its own 12-yard line. The next score wins the game. Sudden death in Cleveland. C.J. Anderson bowls his way across the 15. It's a 4-yard pickup for Denver.
And what you got to remember here now is there's no urgency on the part of the Broncos. A lot of time left in overtime. Coming out of their own end of the field where they're deep to start this drive. Smart play on first down to give the ball to Anderson, see what he can get.
No Emmanuel Sanders. A left shoulder injury for Sanders at the end of regulation. One of the biggest weapons on this Denver offense. Anderson ridden down. Desmond Bryant fully prepared. It's a 1-yard pickup, and it's 3rd and 5.
And third downs, again, have not been kind to the Broncos this afternoon. 2 conversions out of 15 tries.
On 3rd down, Manning steps up, floats one. It's complete. Owen Daniels. Daniels, who goes way back with Gary Kubiak, the Houston days, Baltimore last year, and Manning put it exactly where it had to be. 18 yards and a new set of downs for the Broncos.
Well, you're not going to be able to cover Owen Daniels with the linebacker. Dansby, who has 2 picks today, couldn't stay with Daniels on the crossing route.
And it's the first catch of the day for Daniels. Football is at the 36 of Denver. 10:22 to play in overtime. Manning underneath. Thomas hauls it in, and he's brought down immediately at the 41. That pass covers 5 yards.
And even though Thomas has dropped a couple of balls here in overtime and in the 4th quarter, you know Manning's going to keep going back to him, especially with Sanders sideline.
2nd and 5. Manning steps up. Manning lets it fly. It's caught by Thomas. First down, Broncos into Cleveland territory, and now they're getting in closer to McManus range.
Yeah, and really, who would you rather have in this situation than Manning? As he reads the entire defense, knows that he's got single coverage on Thomas by Williams. And a lot of zip on that ball to get it long way across the field and out of bounds.
Right
Another
now,
first down.
14 yards would make it a 53-yard attempt for McManus.
Yeah, we've been here before, pal.
Yeah, we have. Ronnie Hillman, spin move. Hillman tossed down by Desir. A gain of 1.5 yards on the play. Clock is rolling, 9:05 to play in overtime.
And Desir trying to strip the ball from Ronnie Hillman. Hillman doing a good job of covering up.
Sanders watching from the sideline. Second and 9 for Denver. Hillman remains in there. He has 103 yards on the ground and 3 catches. Hillman again, cutting to the outside. Nice cheap move by Hillman. And he's tossed out of bounds after the gain of 7. Desir makes the play defensively.
I really think that Ronnie Hillman's style of running and skill set fits this style of rushing attack. He's got good patience, and then the burst to get to the outside as he did that time, setting up a 3rd down and real short.
Timeout called. Denver uses the timeout. The Broncos have 1 remaining. We have 8:17 to play in OT. Line of scrimmage is the 41. Denver facing a 3rd and 2 as Manning will huddle up with his head coach, Gary Kubiak. Coming up next, game 2 of our doubleheader. The Chargers taking on the undefeated Packers, or the Ravens square off with the 49ers. Check your local listings. Both games are underway, no score.
And I would almost bet you that a play action pass here would be great, but also giving it to C.J. Anderson, because they're right on the edge of the range for Brandon McManus here.
Operating out of the pistol on a 3rd and 2 for Denver. Trying to get McManus into range. It's a give. C.J. Anderson a 1st down. And now they're going to give McManus a shot inside the 35.
Yeah, and this is where the Browns have been hurt all year long, is runs to the edge.
Right now they're looking at a 52-yarder.
Hey!
Same formation. 7:45 left in overtime. Anderson slicing. Anderson still going inside the 25. And Denver getting it done on the ground, something they haven't been able to do consistently this season. They're doing it at the right time.
Yeah, the blocking on the left side. Ryan Harris playing left tackle, and Owen Daniels lining up next to him at the tight end position. They're wearing out the right side of the Browns defense.
And Dan, right now it would be a 41-yard attempt if they don't gain any more yards on this drive. They keep running it effectively, though. Anderson hit from behind, and he's brought down at the 20. It's a 3-yard pickup.
And you wonder if Kubiak has talked to Brandon McManus and asked him, which hash mark would you like to kick the ball from, or would you like it right in the middle? Because I would not risk many more plays. I would be sending McManus out right now for potential 38-yarder from this point.
2nd and 7. Sudden death in Cleveland.
Go!
Anderson. A loss. Loss of 2 on the play. Dansby combining with Starks. And McManus is gearing up. 3rd and 9.
And Kubiak just went out onto the field, called Peyton Manning over. And I'm sure this is going to be a position play here to get McManus where he wants the ball.
Manning making an adjustment with Daniels. Play clock is down to 3. It's down to 2. And a timeout call. Denver has used its final timeout.
And I really don't understand why they're just not bringing out the field goal team and ending this game. Manis did have the one miss in the first half, was that 51-yard try.
So a couple more practice kicks for McManus. And a 3rd and 9 for Denver. Broncos are out of timeouts. Denver facing a 3rd and 9. Fake it to Anderson. Manning throwing. On the move, he connects with Daniels. And he's hit at the 15-yard line. They'll mark him short of it. And the field goal unit will come on after the 7-yard pickup.
Well, they started the game with a bunch of bootlegs, and they're going to end one, it appears, with a completion to Daniels on a Peyton Manning bootleg.
34-yard attempt. Aaron Brewer will snap it. Britton Colquitt is the holder. Looking for the win. McManus sweeps the leg and connects.
To the snap.
Browns
Timeout.
called timeout before the
Cleveland.
snap.
Mike
First charge
Pettin
timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
using the timeout with 5 minutes left in overtime.
This is as late as you can possibly get to icing a kicker.
So McManus will have to go through the whole process again. .34-yard attempt. McManus has been outstanding this season. Looking to get out of here with a W. McManus, he knocks it through. The Denver Broncos have defeated the Cleveland Browns. 11 straight wins for the Broncos over the Browns. They get it done in overtime. 26-23. Denver remains undefeated. 6-0 as they hit the bye. The Browns drop to 2-4.
Well, this one was dramatic as he aims for that left upright and squeezes it in for the win.
Last week it was Cleveland winning in overtime. This week the Browns fall in OT. Peyton Manning and the Broncos defeat Mike Pettin and the Browns. 26-23. That's your final in overtime in Cleveland. For Dan Fouts, Evan Washburn, our entire NFL on CBS crew, I'm Ian Eagle. Coming up, Game 2 of our doubleheader. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.